Okie dokie. How do we remove this? Wait lang. Okay. There we go. Ayan. Hello everyone. Tingnan natin kung umu-okay na siya. There we go. Ayan. So, naka-stream na tayo. Can people from Facebook comment if I am live with you guys? And if anybody can hear me, if you guys can hear me, please let me know. Comment lang kayo para makita natin kung active na yung ating chat. Kasi puro YouTube pa lang yung nagko-comment here. Ayan. Hi, Agnes. Okay, wait. Let's see if it's going live in Facebook, in TSCP. Wait. Anybody from Facebook? Ayan, si Facebook user. Sino yun? Si Maria Solinad Miliomeda. Ayan. Okay, so at least people can see me on Facebook and on YouTube. Hi, Alyssa. Ayan. Yay! Okay, sige. Let's wait for more viewers before we start. Ayan. Dito nakikita ko siya. Hi, Julia. Hi, Maria. Hi, Elsie. Okay. Continue. Ayan. Maingay ba yung ano natin? Pang TV show ang setup. Wala kasi akong ano eh. Hindi ako pwede makalabas. So, dito muna tayo sa loob. Ayan. Sounds tired ng konti. Hi! Hindi naman nakaka-disturb yung sounds natin sa ano, di ba? Sa ating audio. Ayan. Isaiah. Hi, Kyle. Hi, Myla. Ang dogon niyo pala tutulog. Working. That's my, she's 10 years old. So, medyo matanda na. Ano pang name ng song? Be Your Light by Klinger. Type ko dito. Be Your Light by Klinger. Yan. Meron yan sa Spotify. So, if you like that song, you can get that there. Para meron naman tayong konting sounds. Ayan. Hi, Carrie from Davao. Hi, Rosa, Nilda, Tienso. Hi, Madeline Go. Ayan. Ay, that's nice. No? Meron na. YouTube and Facebook is now very active. So, thank you. Ayan. Nairobi. Hello. Matagal ko nang hinahanap yung song na yan. Hi, April Lane. Shout out. Yung mga, alam mo, may atraso nga ako sa mga sa YouTube eh. Kasi marami nagpapa-shoutout. Kaso every time I make another vlog, I keep on forgetting. Nakakainis, di ba? Minsan susulat ko na, promise. Kapag may nakita akong comment, isusulat ko na para nakikita ko. Ayan. Hi, Leia. Hi, Maria Fe. Suico. Hello, Elio Ross. And Ray Poch. Ayan. Nawala yung Robertine, nilabas ko. Nauubos na siya sa loob ng bahay. Hindi siya nag-grow. So, nung nilabas ko, ayun, automatic, after a month or two, meron na siyang 3 bagong dahon. Para nag-dormant siya sa loob ng bahay. Kaya, hindi siya ganun ka okay sa loob. Hello, sa mga nag-hi. Yung iba, Facebook user lang yung nakikita ko. Hindi ko makita yung name kasi hindi niyo po na-click yung link doon sa post sa ating Succulent Club Philippines. So, para makita ko yung names nyo, kailangan maklik nyo yung link na yan. Ayan. Hello, Rosa Neil Datienzo from Dipolog City, Zamboanga del Norte. Ayan. question agad si Richmond. Wait lang Hi muna tayo. Hello, ayan. Sagutin ko yan. Yan ang unang sasagutin ko para sa'yo. Hello, ni-check ko sa YouTube. Nasa FB ka pala, mama. Both siya. Naka-stream tayo via StreamYard. Both on Facebook and on YouTube. Kasi yung iba, hindi siya yata, wala sa Facebook, no? So, yung iba, mas gusto nila sa YouTube. Ayan. Okay. Good afternoon. Teka, hanap tayo ng panibagong song. Pop naman tayo. Pop hits. It's a hit. Ano bang magagandang Sige, ito na lang. Dua Lipa. Ay, may gagawin tayong may gagawin tayong activity soon para sa mga titirang press. Kasi may utang pa kami actually sa inyo na 10 pa na UV plastic sheets at saka 5 shade net from yung 50K, 50 gifts for 50K. Meron pa natitirang 15, hindi ko lang natapos kasi sumakit yung ulo ko kakabasa ng 50. Tapos ang hirap kasi like within 2 minutes ba yun? Ganyan. Teka, nakaka-istorbo si Dua Lipa. Ayan. Every minute parang 100 na yung yung nasa comment. So every time I want to count, bumabalik siya sa ibabaw nang bumabalik sa ibabaw. So ang nahirapan ako magbasa. So ginawa ko every time na umaabot ng 200 300 yung comments, in-off ko na agad yung commenting para mabilang ko ng maayos. Ayan. Oo, may pag-games tayo ulit. May utang pa kasi kami na 15. And then we will have another set of prizes because we were able to receive another donation from another member. Actually, the same member nung nagpag-giveaway ng mga grow lights. Nagpag-giveaway pa siya ulit for her birthday. Sabi niya, sobrang sobrang happy niya to share for her birthday. So, abangan nyo kasi, yun, succulents yun. Oh, diba? Bongga. Si Bert. Hi, Martin. You say hello to everyone. Ay, shush. She's my baby girl. Yan. Okay, basahin mo natin to. Hello, Maria Camille from Iloilo. Yan, namimiss ko na ang Iloilo. Namimiss ko na food sa Iloilo. Yes? Ay, mamaya na, baby girl. Okay, wait. Wait. Oh, shush. Come on. There we go. You say hello to everyone? Say hello. Hello, everybody. Ayan. Ang ganda po ng sofa, Miss D. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, Sissy. Ayan. Okay. Hi, Ivy Reyes. Ay, nanginginig-ginig naman to. Kawawa naman. Gusto ko yung dalawang angle ng cam. Love it. O, diba? Para para may view kayo ng plants and then view ng close up. Para mamaya pag nilalapit ko sa inyo yung mga halaman like that. O, diba? Mas madali. Hindi naman ako nag-echo. Okay naman yung aking audio, guys. Ayan. Okay. Baba ka muna, Berks. Okay. This is my drink. Okay. Hello, Christian Marie Santino from Santa Rosa. Uy, neighbor. Malapit lang ako dyan. Hello, Carlo Fiestado from La Union. Ang ating co-admin si Miss Carmi is also from LU. Ayan. Okay. Hi, Mavs. Hi, tanong lang po, need po ba ng mga sakis natin ang calcium? Actually, lahat naman ng halaman needs certain types of minerals, including calcium, no? So, part yan ng kailangan nilang nutrients to keep themselves healthy. But ang maganda naman dyan, most of the, let's say you have compost in your home or you do bokashi, lahat naman yun, di ba, kailangan mo maglagay ng mga eggshell sa bokashi mo. That will introduce the calcium in your plant. Pero syempre, of course, importante rin kasi na na well-decomposed yung halaman. Bakit ka nanginginig, anak? Kawawa ka naman. Giniginaw ka? Uy, shush. Uy, shush. Okay. Ayan. So anyway, sige, since we are already at 54 viewers in Facebook, I'm just not sure kung ilan sa YouTube, that we can, I think we can start already, no? With the first question of Richmond J. Batad. Why? Saan na ba yung kanyang question na yun? Ayan. Ayan. Lagay natin. Ayan. Show. Yan. O, di ba may picture mo, Richmond? Bongga. I have a question for you. What pushed you to collect cactus and succulents? I started my hobby back in 2018 when I was still living in a condo, no? So, siguro for the lack of a better word, kasi I was retired already. I didn't have a job. Wala akong trabaho. And it's hard to have nothing to do. Syempre, yung anak ko, lumalaki na, no? And then, one day, my son and I went to Landers. So, doon sa Landers, may small cart of succulents for sale. Sabi niya, Mama, can you buy cactus, ganyan, and succulents? I think I want that plant. So, bumili kami 9 pieces. Sabi niya, alagaan niya. Tapos, hindi niya inalagaan. So, sa akin napunta. Ayun. And then, nung namatay siya, syempre, napatay namin siya, diba? Dahil, you know, I never took care of a plant in my entire life. It was not my thing. Hindi ko siya trip time na yun. So sabi ko, I started to research about it, bakit namatay yung halaman ko and stuff like that. And then I realized, ayun nga, after reading, na I overwatered it kasi tinutubigan ko araw-araw. Saya. And yung yung potted plant na binili ko, actually, sinuksok lang siya na benguet soil sa pot. So, hindi siya magandang soil for our lowland microclimate. So, ayun. Doon nag-start yon. And then, ako pa naman, hindi ako pumapayag na matalo ko ng, hindi ako pumapayag na matalo na, mamatayan na lang ako ng halaman, di ba? So, yun. I started buying again. I joined several Facebook groups. Tas yun, the rest was history. I fell in love with it. And then, syempre, going through some difficult things in life, I wanted something that would keep me calm, no? Kasi when you're with plants, you don't need to talk. There's no one to explain to. Wala kang kailangang gawin. All you have to do is just look at them and they give you peace. So, yun ang nag-udyok sa akin na mag-collect ng cactus and succulents. Yan. Next natin, Okay. Napabili ako ng CNS pag nalilate sa pag-join sa contest. Pero enjoy magbasa ng mga comments. Di ba? Yan. Miss Dots, nabasa ko na yan. From La Union. Okay. Next question is from Leonora. Ayan, Leonora Pasqua. Miss D, ano pong mas magandang fertilizer for you? Salamat po. Personally, ako, I'm a big fan. Huwag ka na bumaba dyan. Come here, you cannot jump there. Come here, you will break your legs. Come here. Diyan ka lang, ha? Don't play. Come here. You want to go down? Okay. Bantayan yung aso ko. So anyways, for me, personally, the only fertilizer I used is vermicast. Isa lang ang dami kong alaga. Ano ba yan? I only use nadidistract ako sa inyong dalawa. I only use vermicast. Ayun. Kasi for me, ang vermicast, maganda siya dahil one, hindi siya nakakasunog ng ugat. And as we all know, succulent roots are one of the most sensitive roots in the plant world. So, yan ang mga magkakapatid ng orchids, masasela ng ugat niyan, and succulents, pareha silang masela ng ugat. And vermicast, actually does not, yes, it's Bailey. It's not, hindi siya nakakasunog. And for me, na papataba ko yung halaman ko using only vermicast combined with my soil mix. Ayan. So, yun ang aking favorite. Dyan kayong dalawa. Okay. Carlo Fiestado. Yes po, it's true. It's really a stress reliever po. 'Di ba? Ang sarap ng feeling mag-alaga ng succulents. Iba yung feeling niya, no? Kapag nandun ka sa garden mo, tapos muni-muni lang. Kaya minsan, alam to ni Sisi Paola Bianca, minsan mag-message siya or magko-comment siya, Miss D, anong oras sa alas 3 na? Bakit gising ka pa? Bakit gising ka pa rin, di ba? So, yun, parehas pala kaming nasa garden. Mumuni-muni, ganyan. What next question is from Succulent Corner. Miss D, what is your most expensive plant and the most challenging plant that you have? Most expensive? Siguro yung super bomb variegata at saka shisuensis na. Hindi ko kaya talagang bumili ng mamahalin kasi sa panahon ngayon, sa pandemya, hindi naman po, so kung syempre kung may budget naman po kayong bumili ng tigta 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 na halaman, okay lang din, diba? You do you. But for me kasi, like, I cannot, with a clear conscience, spend plants more than beyond 4,000, 5,000 pesos for one plant. Knowing that I myself am not an expert, hindi ako yung tipong pag inalagaan ko, diretso buhay. You know, I still kill some of my plants, new hybrids, meron akong hindi ma-figure out na mga halaman. I'm not, hindi ako, I'm just taking it, day to day. So, for me, yung shisuensis, which is around 3,000, that's it for me. Super bomb na nabili ko na 4 heads was around 4,000. But thankfully, mabait naman siya. I was able to already propagate from that. Every time you do stem cuttings, may dalawang ulong lumalabas. So, okay na ako sa kanya. Parang bawi-bawi na ako sa kanya. Ayun. Yun nga. Again, for me, I cannot in good conscience spend that much money on succulents dahil mas gugustuhin kong itulong na lang po. Kasi there's so many people out there who needs our help right now. And for me, the same happiness naman na nakukuha ko kung bibili ako ng Benguet, saka bibili ako ng K-pop. Walang halong showbiz. Parehas yung feeling na nararamdaman ko pag bumibili ako ng K-pop, ng China, ng Benguet. Kasi when you buy plants, you have to buy if it makes you happy, diba? You don't buy it pag binibili mo yung halaman dahil, ay, mamahalin to, social to, or when people see this, they will say, wow, ganda, mahal naman yung halaman mo, no? Then it's the wrong way to be, to have plants. Kasi, again, in the long run, it will not make you happy and it will just continuously eat you up na, I need to buy the next most expensive plant kasi doon ka na nakilala, diba? So, for me, whatever makes you happy, regardless whether it's a $1 plant, 50 peso plant, 25 peso plant, if it makes you happy, do that. Hindi kailangang Korean lahat, hindi kailangang mamahalin lahat. Ayun. Haba ng rason, no? Na ba yan? Okay. Next. Miss D, do you believe in green thumb po? Ayan. Good question, Richmond. I don't believe in green thumb dahil wala akong green thumb. Like, I only started caring for plants when I started collecting succulents. It was the first plant that I ever cared for. Believe me, I showed you the picture. Patay nga yung mga damo ko. Kasi I don't know how. But again, I think it's really not a green thumb, but more of an inquisitive mind with plants. No, it's important that before you start taking care of plants, you start researching first. I-research mo muna para armed ka, protektado ka ng knowledge kasi knowledge is power. Ayan. Kakagulo sa kitchen. Yan. Ayan, next question is, Miss D, instead of vermicast, pwede po ba yung cow manure ng plant culture? Okay naman po ang kahit anong fertilizer, cow manure, chicken manure, rabbit manure, all of those are okay. Ang importante lang when you're buying manure, dahil medyo mainit siya sa ugat, make sure that it's well decomposed and you only use a small amount. Kasi again, ang succulents po ay nabubuhay. We have to again go back to the basics. Saan ba nabubuhay ang succulents? Ang succulents sanay yan na nabubuhay sa mababatong lugar, wala masyadong lupa, really bad soil quality. That's what they like. They thrive in that condition. So if we give them too much pataba, it's either A, they will get really, really fat, but really, really sickly. Mabilis silang magkaroon ng stem rot, root rot. When we also over-fertilize our plants, they are prone to fungal infections and pests. Kasi parang, alam mo yung pinataba mo ng todo, pinatamis mo ng todo sa mga peste, so mas attracted sila sa ganon. Kaya, okay, you know, I've been caring for my plants for almost 2 years. Most of those who have seen my plants na matataba, hindi ako gumagamit more than 10% of my fertilizer. And they're still fat. Wala po yan sa pataba kung bakit mataba yung, di ba weird, no? Wala sa pataba kung bakit mataba yung halaman ko. Nasa tamang alaga lang talaga yan, tamang sun exposure, tamang watering, kaya sila nag-thrive. Ayan. So, wag tanggalin po natin sa ating isip na the more fertilizer we put in our plants, the fatter they will be. Hindi po siya ganon. Kasi yun nga, too much fertilizer is either A, burn the roots, B, make them weak but fat, and C, prone to pests and other bad things like fungal infections. Ayan. Miss D, ano pong care tips nyo? Next by Christine Name Nani Hoshi. Miss D, ano pong care tips nyo sa mga adromiscus? Baka mapatay ko yung akin. Hu. Ayan. Ang adromiscus, just like the other crassulas, ganyan, hindi sila actively growing during hot season. So, ingat-ingat lang tayo sa pagtutubig sa kanila. I only water my adromiscus every time it starts sprinkling. I give them a little bit of water, but not full water. Again, I have tried and tested my plants, not watering them for like 1-2 months, and they still survive. Isang week lang ng magandang tubig, plump na sila ulit. Pero pag ang halaman na overwater natin, automatic yan. Bilang ka ng 1 araw, 2 araw, lusaw, patay sila. So, again, let's err on the side of safety. I would always put in my head that it's better to underwater than to overwater. Kasi kapag underwatered, buhay pa rin sila. Pag na-overwater sila, automatic, mabilis sila mamatay. Ayun. So, ingat-ingat lang sa pagtutubig ngayong summer. Kasi ngayon, syempre, ang halaman po kasi, there's this thing called transpiration, ano. Sa mga dahon nila, yeah, like this, no? O, let's say, ito siya, si Fervelco. May mga dahon sila na sa bottom niya, sobrang lambot na agad. Parang kakadilig mo lang after 2 days, ganyan, ang lalambot na agad. Bakit? Kasi ang halaman po, nagka-transpire yan, parang nag-sweat sila, no? So, when it gets really, really hot, what they do is they excrete the moisture, they push out the moisture. Kaya kung mapapansin nyo, besides sa iniinom niya to survive yung water, nagpapawis din sila. So, transpiration yung tawag doon. So, that's what makes our succulents softer, no, nowadays. Kapag summer, mas mabilis silang lumambot. Parang, malambot tubig. Pero, ang hindi natin na-realize, na let's say, etong paso na to, kung after 2 days, makita mo na yung bottom leaves mo, super lambot na, diniligan mo agad without checking the soil, what if the soil is still moist inside? So if the moisture is still, there's still moisture inside, and if you keep on watering, what will happen is mamamatay yung roots mo, no? So doon, bigla magugulat ka na ma-overwater. Ha, bakit ganun? Nagwa-water lang naman ako pag malambot na yung dahon. So, ang gagawin nyo po, para hindi kayo madadali ng overwatering, kasi, yun nga, no, tubig kayo ng tubig. Dahil ang main pang-check nyo is yung leaves niya pag lumalambot. One, check the leaves if it's pliable or lumalambot na siya or wrinkly. B, after that, also check your soil. Kasi hindi pwedeng hindi kayo mag-check ng soil. Ako po, since medyo matagal na, pag binuhat ko yung halaman ko, alam ko na more or less kung may tubig pa siya or wala na. Or B, kung bago pa lang kayo, you can stick your finger in like that, no, 1 inch below. Pag umabot na ng 1 inch below, makikita nyo tuyo, then the plant is ready to be watered. But if you put it out and then makita mo na medyo moist pa siya, then forgo mo. Ang nangyayari kasi doon, paano na yan, miss, ang lambot-lambot ng dahon niya. What you do is, you add additional protection from the sun. So, ibig sabihin, nasasobrahan siya sa ilaw, kaya siya nanlalambot, no? So, bawas kayo ng sunlight, dagdag kayo ng fan, palamigin niyo yung area nila para hindi sila ganun ka hirap, no? Sa init yan kasi, tsaka sa araw. Ayun. Sana po tama yung ano ko na nag-get yung sagot ko yan. Oh my God, I'm late. Hey, hi Sissy Beth. Hi Apple. Ayan. Correct po. You will forget everything when you're old. Diba? That's nice. Miss D, is it okay to pugot this summer? Ellen po in particular. Si Ellen, okay. Wala akong problema kay Ellen. Nagpupugot pa rin ako kay Ellen ng summer. Kasi hindi naman siya masyadong ano pa siya, okay pa siya ngayon. For me, doon sa microclimate ko, okay pa siya. But, before kayo magpugot, just to be sure, kasi again, our microclimates differ. My microclimate, pwedeng sa akin okay lang. Pwedeng sa'yo, baka hindi. So, depende kasi ang attitude o yung iba-iba yung ano man tawag ng word. Iba-iba yung reaction ng halaman sa ating microclimate, no? So, yun, i-check nyo muna kung one, actively growing yung halaman nyo, and two, if meron kayong laging nakikitang new roots sa lumalabas. So, yun ang mga telltale signs nyo na actively growing yung halaman nyo. Because pag nagputol kayo ng dormant sila, hindi agad lalabas yung pop, and hindi agad mag-uugat yung pinutulan nyo. So, baka mahirapan kayong magpaugat. In your turn, baka ikamatay niya lang kasi mauubos lang yung dahon niya tapos hindi siya nag-uugat. So, yun lang. Bantayan nyo muna. If it's actively growing, then you can cut. Ayan. Next. Janine, na maalab na yung Echeveria lola ko. Oh. Si lola kasi, minsan kapag nasa sobrang init, nababurn siya. Or check niya yung stem niya kung meron siyang issue. Ayan. My succulents are having yellow lower leaves. Some are translucent. Is this a sign of overwatering? Yes, it could be a sign of overwatering. Kasi yun nga, baka tulog yung halaman mo, tapos natutubigan siya every time, and then hindi na tutuyo talaga completely yung soil. And we keep on watering because we feel like nanlalambot na siya dahil uhaw siya. So, yun yung, di ba ang weird, summer tas na-overwater, considering na dapat mabilis silang mauhaw, no, nung pag-summer. So, yun, ingat-ingat lang. What I suggest is, again, go back to controlled watering. Pag tinubigan nyo ng konti, and then hindi nag-react yung halaman nyo, meaning hindi siya nag-plump up agad, there's a big possibility that your plant is dormant or natutulog na siya or semi-dormant. Mabagal siyang mag-react sa kanyang roots. Kasi kapag ang halaman po nag-dormant, hindi siya umiinom sa kanyang ugat. So if you keep on watering and watering, magkakaroon siya ng root rot. Ayun. And then, aakat na ng aakat yan. Tapos stem rot. And then, yun. Magugulat na lang kayo, bulok na yung ilalim. Ayun. So, yun yung mga nangyari madalas sa clavatum. Ayan. Yan yung mga sakit na mga clava. Kasi natutulog na sila. Tapos nabibigyan ng tubig. And then, yun, biglang yellowing of leaves na siya. And then, napapansin nyo, biglang pag-touch nyo sa stem, bulok na rin yung stem. Ayan. Okay. Wait lang, ha? Oh. Hi, Sisi Trish! Ayan, si Trisha is here from Plant Culture. Hi, Sisi! Ayan. Okay. Ay, umaakyat. Ano ba yan? Pinakamahal na plants each per hall. Ayun. Diba? O, diba, Ivy? Kakaloka. Nothing lasts forever, correct? True, yung black beans versus mamahaling na plants, same naman yung happiness na nagbibigay sa akin. Diba, Sen? So, wag nating masyadong, let's not get caught up with the hype. Ika nga. Hayaan nyo mo nang, siya, mumura din yan. Parang lawi dati. Ang mahal-mahal niyan, Diyos ko. Tapos biglang nung nauso siya, biglang nagmura, di ba, lugi. Kasi wala namang ROI talaga sa halaman, guys. Walang balik yan. Binobola nyo na sarili nyo na pwede nyo ibenta ng mas mahal pagkatapos. Kasi hindi nyo rin kakayanin ibenta talaga ng bongga. Like ako, kailan ba to? Last week yata or 2 weeks ago, sabi ko magbebenta ako ng halaman kasi masyado na silang marami. So I wanted to make space for my plants. And then, ayun, hindi ko rin kinaya. Didelete ko yung post ko. Diba? Kakaloka. Okay, from Isabel Garcia, hi, Miss carry tips for lit-ups this summer, please. Ako talaga, honestly, I placed my lit-ups on the 3rd level sa pinaka-bottom rack ng Doesn't get any sunlight, only gets grow light, and then doon malamig siya 24 hours ang kanyang electric fan. That's the only way they can survive the heat. They're also prone to fungal infections pag mataas ang humidity. So, yung iba, ginawa ko, pinasok ko sa loob ng aking bahay. Dahil nag-experiment ako with a little bit more expensive lit-ups and isa-isa silang nalulusaw sa labas. So, pinasok ko na nung bandang March. Kaya, ayoko nang i-risk i-experiment sa labas. So, I only left one outside. Yung yung Dorothea. Yun, bigay sa akin ni Sir Noel of Baguio Lit-Ups. Hi, Sir Noel. Thank you for the Ayun. Okay, next natin is Miss D. Need po ba ang mga grow lights? Ayan, this Facebook user asked, Miss D, need po ba ng mga grow lights ang mga succulents? Actually, hindi naman. If you have like a place or a spot for them that gets full sunlight, then you don't need a grow light. Maybe you can invest in a grow light kung tipong like A, you live in a condo, or B, yung bahay mo talaga does not get sunlight, like when you live in a townhouse or a place without a balcony or a backyard or a front yard and garahe lang yung mapaglalagyan mo, then you'll need a grow light kasi mataas ang light requirement ng mga succulents or else they etiolate, diba? Kunyari, opalina, kahit kasi opalina, pag hindi magandang grow light ang binibigay sa kanya, nag-etiolate siya, diba? So, yun, since mataas ang requirements ng halaman, and yun nga, iba-iba naman tayo ng sunlight exposure na nakukuha sa ating bahay, pinupush ko talaga ang grow light. Kasi, yun nga, if we can amend, whatever, meron kasing iba, let's say, Miss D, yung bahay ko po kasi only gets 7 o'clock all the way to 10 o'clock sunlight. And then, the rest of the day, wala ng araw. Hindi kakayanin ng halaman kasi, again, requirement ng succulents is that they get a minimum of 6 hours sunlight. And that is strong sunlight, no? Let's say afternoon ka lang, pero hindi pa rin abot ng 6 hours, then you still need a grow light to amend, no? Dadagdagan mo yung light exposure hours niya para makuha nila yung kailangan nila. Kasi kapag hindi, they become weaker, they're prone to rotting, they're prone to fungal infections. So, yun yung mga reasons minsan na bakit lagi sila namamatay ng halaman. Once a week na nga lang sila magdilig, no? Hindi nila nare-realize na hindi kasi nila nabibigay yung tamang environment, no, para sa mga halaman. Ayun. So, yun siya. So, ako, advocate ako ng grow light. Miski nung dati binabash pa ako na bakit daw ako nag-grow light. Go-grow light pa rin ako. Ayan. So, ayan. with brands, any brand will suffice. Meron kasing lumalabas like Del Ponting, at saka sa mga ibang sellers, no? The thing is, it's not that powerful. Hindi siya ganun ka-powerful. So, ang gagawin nyo lang is, ilalapit nyo lang ng konti pa compared to the powerful ones. Ayan. So, any light source will do. Wag lang fluorescent kasi mahina talaga fluorescent. Hindi niya mabibigay yung kailangan ng halaman. Ayun. Okay. Ito next. Kay Christian Marie Santino. Hi, Miss D. Bakit po yung clava ko soft yung stem niya pero hindi naman siya nag-rot? Hindi rin siya naglalagas ng leaves. I tried cutting off some stem to see if it's rotten. Hindi naman po. Thank you. Possible nga kasi na the plant is becoming dehydrated. So, kung hindi active yung roots niya, any source of water where the plant can get it, they will get it. So, yun ang mangyayari. Possible din kasi na mainit dun sa area niya. So, it's transpiring fluid from its stems or its leaves, no? So, yun lang, i-check mo lang. But if it starts bending, yung tipong nag-tilt na siya, then there must be something going on sa may roots. So, check mo rin. Ayun. Next. Teka, ha? Lahat po ba na naka-nursery pa, nalalagyan na need repot? Need po ba ang new soil gamitin? For me, honestly, I would always push for yes, i-repot. Kasi, again, if it's not my soil, I don't know what's inside that soil. It could have diseases, pests. So, oo nga, hindi ikamamatay ng halaman kung hindi mo i-repot. Pero kasi kung yun ang panggagalingan, and again, my collection is diverse and heavily invested ako sa mga collection ko, then I change the soil. Kasi parang kang tumanggap ng para kang bumili ng damit sa ukay-ukay. 'Di ba pag bumili ka ng damit sa ukay-ukay, hindi mo siya gagamitin agad, 'di ba lalabahan mo agad. Ganon din sa halaman. Hindi mo siya gagamitin kapag may ibang lupa doon. Make sure that you have your own soil just so that you are sure what's in the soil and that there are no pests or possible fungi that could infect your garden. Ayun. Yun lang naman yung main purpose kung bakit kailangan. But for some people, they find it okay. Di okay lang din. Ano naman yan? Preference talaga. Ayun. Next, from Tinjoy. Nasti ako po ulit. Ano yan? Paano po malalaman kung tulog po ang mga succulents at kung kailangan pa din po silang diligan? Yun nga po. First thing to do is, let me show you ha. So first thing you do when you check if your plants are dormant. Okay, what I do, I check the center. So tignan niyo yung gitna, para ako to, si Clava. Si Clava, titignan ko yung gitna niya. Sometimes I take a picture. And then after a week, if the plant, the new leaves are not growing, then more or less the plant is dormant. No? I also check, again, if let's say, pauuhawin ko siya ng todo. So, lalambot yung ilalim niya, di ba? Pag malambot na siya ngayon, tatry ko siyang bigyan ng water. Pag binigyan ko siya ng water and hindi niya ininom agad, then your plant is going dormant or semi-dormant. Depende. Ayan. So, yun, dun ko ibabase. Kapag ganun, then I know that I will not give this plant full watering kasi nga dormant siya. Kasi kung wala kayong options to move the plant to a cooler area, and they just have to really stick it out there and hopefully they survive, no? So kung ayan lang ang talagang pwesto nila, then dapat i-amend nyo yung inyong watering method, i-amend nyo yung sunlight exposure nila, i-amend nyo yung temperature. So we will have to go back. Kaya lagi ko pong sinasabi talaga na maganda mag-invest sa hygrometer, thermometer, kasi you just have to really be mindful of the temperature that they're in and the relative humidity that they're in. Number one na nakakapagpababa ng relative humidity at saka nakakapagpababa ng temperatura ng isang lugar is an electric fan. So, kung nakapaglagay na kayo ng 2, gawin yung 3, gawin yung 4. That is if you really want, no? If you're really that heavily invested with your plants. If not, then, you just let them be. And hopefully, they will be okay. But for me, since, yun nga, I am heavily invested with my plants and I don't want them to die, that's why I have 1 clip fan per shelf to make sure that there's good air circulation in the area. So, hanggang ngayon, thankfully, wala pa naman akong namamatay na halaman. Meron ako pa isa-isa na, yung binili kong maliit na halaman na tigwa 188, ganyan, or I get this as a freebie, ganyan. Yes, I get it as a freebie. You wanna go down? No. Ano ba talaga? So yun, parang doon lang ako nagkakaroon ng or doon sa mga ina-experiment ko, doon lang ako namamatayan. But other than that, yung mga tinotodo ko ng alaga, wala pa namang namamatay sa kanila. Ayan. Okay. Next one, Facebook user, Miss D, I daily check my soil using my moisture meter. Dry talaga kasi ang nakaregister sa SS, madami sa kanila. Should I water every day kung dry ang soil na? Wag naman siguro every day. Check the leaves kung okay naman yung dahon. Kahit tuyo yung lupa, no need. No need. So all you have to do is just base it on the current look of your plant kasi yun nga, if they're not growing naman ngayong panahon, no, there's no use for you to water all the time. So you just have to stick it out with them. Kung kailangan, only water when the plant needs it. Don't base it on the soil. Base it on the plant. Kung sa tingin mo uhaw na uhaw yung plant and then tuyo yung soil, then okay. If tuyo yung soil pero okay yung plant, skip another day. If the plant is okay and then moist yung soil, skip another day. Yung mga ganon. So base nyo po yung watering schedule nyo, not on the soil condition, but with the plant, no, kung ano yung kinakailangan ng plant as of now. Ayun. So, yun lagi. Kapag, minsan gusto ko mag-delete kasi feeling ko tuyo na yung lupa. Pero okay naman yung dahon. Wala akong nakikitang iniinom na dahon. Wala akong nakikitang nag-wrinkle na leaves. So, hindi ko siya dinidiligan. Ayun. Next po. Let's see. Okay. This is from Ma'am Elena Marinda. Ayan. Hi, Ma'am Elena. What is the best soil mix for succulents and cacti? I'm residing in Binondo, Manila. Yung sunlight is 6 to 9 a.m. Di po sa apartment ko tumatama. Usually yung 11 to 3 p.m. What shall I do? Yun nga po, no, if you're really nasa 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, that's only 4 hours. The sunlight that you're receiving is really not enough. Then you really need a gritty soil mix. I would always suggest, of course, cultured soil pH kasi formulation po namin ni Trisha yun pareho. Kaming dalawa ni Trisha nag-formulate ng soil mix na yun para sa inyong lahat. But if you still want to do DIY, I would always suggest if you do not get a lot of sunlight, go do 70-30 ratio pa rin. Kasi nga, yun yung kailangan na grittiness ng halaman para hindi nag-stay masyado yung, again, if you're not getting too much sunlight, it means the soil will also not dry as fast as they should. So, make your soil grittier, ganon. And kung kakayanin pong mag-invest po kayo sa grow light, please do so para po hindi mag-etiolate yung mga plants nyo, para compact pa rin siya. Ayan. Next question is from Rayan Miguel Matriano. Miss D, do you recommend Vetchine as fertilizer for succulents and cacti? Thanks po. No, I don't. Mainly because wala talaga siyang, like if there's one chemical particle in monosodium glutamate that would be good for plants, it's just like one. Like ganon, kakuting-ting. So why should I use that? Plus the fact that the sodium content of Vetchine can actually dehydrate your plants. Kung mapapansin nyo, sabi nila sa cactus daw nakakapagpabulaklak. That is because the plant is becoming dehydrated because of the sodium, the salt. Because as you know, salt takes away um, um, water, no, from whatever it is, the plant. So ang gagawin ng plant, feeling niya mamamatay na siya, magre-reproduce na siya, magka-flower siya, ganyan, ano. So yun yung na-force yung kanyang pag-bloom. So it's not blooming because it's happy or it's blooming season. It's blooming because it feels like it's dying. So that's the reason why it blooms. So for me, Osmocote is much, much cheaper. Please just use your regular fertilizer. You can use, vermicast, cow manure, rabbit manure, chicken manure. But please do not go for Vetchine. Kasi Vetchine does not do anything good for our plants. Ayun. Wag talaga. Triggered ako dyan. Ayan. Hi, Sissy Pierre. Ayan. She's watching also. Ayan. John Salonga. For green eyes, si green eyes, hindi talaga siya mahilig sa water. So, paunti-unti lang talaga. Tataba din yan. I think siguro, part ng frustration bilang gardener or nag-aalaga ng succulents is that, bakit yung halaman ko payat? Gusto ko mataba din. But you always have to remember na hindi naman sila payat sa umpisa. Mataba sila pag nabili mo, tapos papayat yan habang nag-establish. And then, pag-establish na, saka natin patabain. That's why, doon sa isang vlog ko, na yung, di ba, yung 10 steps. So, meron tayo laging 10 steps. Huwag nating madaliin yung proseso. Kasi when we do, parang, gusto ko yung parang kay Miss Dot na mataba. Tutubigan mo ng tutubigan, boost mo ng fertilizer, tataba nga, pero magiging weak siya. So, hindi magiging maganda yung result. Compared to as you wait for the plant to show you its beauty in time. Kasi, the longer that they're living in your garden, the better that they'll be. Mas gumaganda sila, mas tumataba, mas yumayabong sila. And when they do, it's such an accomplishment as a gardener na makikita mo na, wow, napataba ako ng ganito. Versus yung tipo, gusto ko mataba na agad sila. Wag nating shortcutin kasi lalo tayong mamamatayan. Ayan. So, with ice green, ang gusto ni ice green, more filtered sun and a little bit of water every now and then. Ayan. Yun lang. Okay, wait. Succulent corner. Okay, this one. From Succulent Corner, Miss D, I saw one of your videos last month about your succulents that are planted in the ground and I'm not sure kung sa front yard niyo po yun, but may nanakaw po bang halaman doon? Yes, sa front yard ko, ang nanakaw sa akin, aloes, and then yung mga super bomb ko, binrake yung mga stems, Darly Sunshine ko, Ghosties ko, pinutulan din. And yung aloe, pinutol talaga siya. And yung karaluma, yun ang talagang pagkahugot, hugot lahat, gaya siya kalaki na clump, nahugot lahat. But yun nga, my neighborhood is they're really, really a good neighborhood. It's just that sometimes there are people from the outside, na minsan siguro dumadaan na napagkatuwaan or nagustuhan, ganyan. Or sometimes kasi, people, they think na since it's just outside, it's okay to pluck some kasi meron pa namang matitira, parang gano'n. Alam mo yun, pag kunyari, let's say, when I was a kid, meron akong kapitbahay na maraming gumamela, maraming aratilis na puno, tsaka may makopa. So, since nasa labas siya ng bahay, when I was growing up, mahilig kasi ako sa mga puno-puno, kaya inaakyat ko yun, and then kakainin ko yung putas. There's this one time, napagalitan ako ng may-ari, kasi naubos ko yung aratilis nung puno niya. And apparently, she was waiting for the aratilis to be ripe for them. So, nakain ko. Hindi naman ako nagpaalam. So, I think parang ganun din. Sometimes people would not be mindful na yung taong nag-aalaga ng halaman na yon invested dun sa halaman. And then, recently ko lang naintindihan yon nung nagkaroon na ako ng mga sarili kong halaman na parang hala, pinag-pluck-pluck na lang yung mga super bug kung ang gaganda. Yung mga malalaki na siya. Tapos yun, parang na-hurt ako, iniyakan ko siya. But then, yun nga, nung na-realize ko na baka rin kasi hindi niya kayang bumili. Tapos mag-Valentine's nung time na yun. So sabi ko, baka ipang-re-regalo sa girlfriend, sa asawa. So, sana lang na-enjoy nung pinagbigyan niya yung mga halaman ko. So, hindi na ako galit kasi pinalitan na naman ng asawa ko. Pinalitan niya na. Ayan. Okay, next. Okay. Nag-pluck ng dry leaves ang anak ko tapos dinigan. Ito, yeah. This is a good question, ano. What if you pluck some leaves and then diniligan? May bad effect ba yun sa plants? Actually, it could. Because if you pluck leaves and then nasugatan yung stem, ang mangyayari, open wound siya, di ba? And then, diniligan mo, nabasa yung stem, the water could have bacteria in it, could have fungi in it, and it will go inside that wound, and then doon siya magkakasakit. That is what actually happened to my other opalina. Nag-pluck ako para mag-propagate, and then nag-water ako, nakalimutan kong wag basain yung mismong halaman, natuluan siya ng tubig, and then, ayun, stem rot ang kinagisnan, yung nangyari afterwards, ayun. So, after nun, na-realize ko na pag nagka-pluck ako ng leaves, wag munang babasain. And or, let's also be mindful, no? Meron na rin akong vlog na ginawa dun sa about plucking leaves. When you're plucking dried leaves, like let's say this one, ayan, meron siyang dried leaf dyan, ayan. Pag may kapit pa siya, ayan, ito walang kapit na. Pag hinahatak mo, tapos may kapit pa sa stem, huwag nyo munang tanggalin kasi nasusugatan yung stem. Kasi yung totoong dried leaves, guys, ang totoong dried leaves, kapag hinatak mo, like this one, sobrang tuyong-tuyo na siya. Ayan. Yung halos crunchy na siya, di ba? Ayan, crunchy na siya. Wala nang kapit yan sa stem. So, yung stem mo, safe. Hindi siya nasusugatan. So, kapag may resistance pa, no? Yung leaf sa stem, wag natin ipilit kasi yun yung pwedeng pasukan na sa sugat. Tapos doon sila nagkakasakit. Magugulat ka na lang, bigla na lang sila may stem rot. Ayan. Yun lang. Hi, Crisel. Hi, Sissy. Kamusta sa? Ayan. Oh no, I'm late. Don't worry, Ralph. It's okay. Nothing that you have not seen yet. Okay. Next question from Alyssa. Why is follicle and diethane not working on my fungus problem po? Okay. There are the possible reasons is that because maybe the fungus or the fungi that is in your plant is not being covered by the follicle. Although follicle and diethane is a broad spectrum fungicide, meaning maraming klase na ng fungus ang napapatay niya, there are also certain fungi na hindi kaya ng follicle and diethane. Ano yung mga yon? Number 1, si Crassula moonglow is notorious sa mga rust fungus. Halos lahat ng Crassula, no, prone sa rust fungus. Yung mga pagoda, pulvinata, Buddha's temple, mga ganyan. Prone sila sa rust fungus. Ayun yung parang orangey na kumakalat, no, na pustule sa halaman natin. And kapag rust fungus, hindi talaga siya kaya ng follicle at diethane. Ang ginagamit natin dyan, dapat po ay copper-based fungicides like Nordox, Cocide. Yan yung mga kailangan gamitin. So, napaka-importante din po talaga yung tamang diagnose ng tamang type of fungi na nag-i-infect dun sa halaman natin. Meron tayong, mahirap din kasing ma-figure out, but there are certain fungi that is madaling ma-distinguish, and we also have that sa ating albums. Please do check the TFCP albums. You will see there the different types of fungi and what to do with them. Dahil meron din namang fungi na hindi kailangan ng chemicals. So, kapag winash off nyo lang siya, nawawala din siya. No? So, may mga ganong fungi. So, wag agad fungi, chemical. Merong na cure. Like this one, si Crasula Moon Glow ko, ginawa ko, in-slice ko yung mismo yung may rust fungus. And hindi na siya kumalat. So, may mga ganun let's try to be more conservative. I think let's try to be more conservative in using fungicides kasi nakakamatay mga besh. Nakaka-hurt siya ng ating health. I don't want to have cancer in the long run just because I'm trying to make my plants grow, no? So, sila na lang mamatay kasi naman ako. Sorry, di ba? Pero I love my plants, but of course, I love myself more than my plants or my family. So, again, if you have plants that are indoors, do not use fungicides or pesticides or insecticides. Yes. Do not use chemicals when you have plants indoors. When your plants have scent, yung tipong gusto mo inaamoy-amoy, wag din kayong gagamit ng fungicide. Lalo na kunyari nag-FOF po kayo, wag nyong aamoy-amoyin kung nag-FOF kayo kasi pwede nyo ma-inhale yung chemical sa loob ng lupa. So, wag nating, kung indoors kayo avoid using pesticides. But if it's outdoors, you have to remember lahat po ng ating mga, again, pesticides, fungicides, insecticides, miticides, lahat po yan, pagkatapos nyong i-apply yan, dapat naka-full PPE kayo to protect your skin because most of the chemicals and fungicides and insecticides can be absorbed through the skin and it could actually be poisonous for you. So it could trigger headaches, nausea, sometimes blindness if it goes to your eyes. It could cause renal problems, stomach problems. So it could really poison us. So please be mindful of the chemicals. I could not advocate this enough, but we have to be very, very careful on how we use our pesticides. Ayun. So kapag ginagamit nyo sa labas, spray at night, leave it for a couple of days. Huwag po kayo papunta the next day kasi active pa yung chemical. Meron silang tinatawag na re-entry days kung kailan hindi nyo sila pwedeng bisitahin after nyo mag-spray ng pesticides. Also, when you spray fungicides or insecticides, hindi nyo kailangang i-soak yung plant. Spray mist lang siya, yung tipong small mist lang siya on the leaves, okay na po yun. And then tapatan nyo na lang ng fan para tuyo agad. Ayun. And wag kayong pupunta. Yun. Basta importante na meron kayong re-entry period. So do not go to your garden the very next day. You have to leave it there for a while, like 3 to 4 or 5 days before you visit them again. If you are planning to spray pesticides on your plants. Just to make sure na hindi na active yung chemical. Ayun. Do you recommend Humic Plus or Rapid Growth as fertilizer? I have not tried it yet. I have not seen or have any plans to try it. Mainly because I'm very happy with vermicast. So, marami ako nababasang okay sa kanya, pero hindi ko alam kung paano talaga, kung maire-recommend ko ba siya. Hindi ko siya kasi nagagamit, so hindi ko siya ma-recommend as of now. Tsaka hindi ako medyo happy sa Humic Plus kasi lagi silang nagpo-post sa TSCP. Kaya lagi akong delete ng delete. Kaya meron akong issue sa kanya. Pag post ng Humic Plus for sale, naiinis ako kasi, as you know naman, no selling yung TSCP. Tapos post doon, hindi ko gagamitin. Loko ka. Kasi they're giving me a hard time deleting. So, but I haven't tried it. Yan. Okay, next. Let's see. This one. Good afternoon, Ms. D. Ask ko lang po, yung mga succulent na long stem, kung pwede pong ipatagad or better na pugutan and i-air dry muna before ipot. Depende siguro sa aesthetic na gusto mo. Like, I was able to get a plant na ganito kahaba yung stem and pinasuko siya like that, na matangkad siya. Kasi parang ang ganda-ganda niya na mukha siyang nakatayong gano'n, tapos meron siyang halaman na gano'n, diba? But meron din ako mga halaman na pinuputulan ko kapag gusto ko ng medyo dikit sa ano. So, it's really preference on how you want the plant to look afterwards. okay lang, yes and no. So, ikaw na bahala kung gusto mo. Basta pag pinugutan mo, air dry muna. Kasi kailangan magkalos yung sugat. Kasi like, you know, when you are in the States and the humidity there is very low, and it's very hot, it could get very hot, but at night it's very cold. So, the plants it's in its prime condition na kahit na like, kunyari in San Diego, it gets really, really like beautifully sunny, and they have very low humidity. So, when they cut, they just put it back in the ground and it's okay. But for us, since we are a humid country, I would always suggest that we air dry for a couple of days to a week or 2 weeks, you know, depends on you. Kasi mas masarap naman din silang ipasa pag okay na sila. Wala ka ng kaba. Si Brian Cruz, I think, is leaving his plants air dried for like several weeks. And maganda yung result sa kanya ng air drying. So, yun. Try nyo lang din. Baka mas okay sa inyo. Huwag tayo maging masyadong overexcited na mag-pot agad. Dati ginagawa ko rin yun. Bilipat, ayun, patay. Hi, Miss D. Late na po na. Next question is, just want to ask if my suckers are still okay. I observed this morning na some of them nagko-close unti-unti ang rosettes. What's the reason? Kaya under GL sila from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., 4 to 6 inches from the tip sila. Do I need to lessen their GL hours? And also, yes. If your rosette, close ng close, teka, nawala na yung teka, tanggalin natin to okay, wait. Nyak. Okay. Tanggalin ko muna yung isa question na. Anyways, if your rosette is super tight na siya, it means that it's protecting its core. So, pag pinaprotect niya yung core niya, ibig sabihin, sobra siya ng light. So, either A, itaas mo siya, or B, reduce the hours. So, either or, you remove you lift the Kung hindi kayang i-lift, then bawasan yung light hours niya. Para hindi. Another thing that happens when your plants are overexposed with the light is that they tend to grow smaller leaves. Kung mapapansin nyo, let's say, may nabili kayong opalina. Let's say si opalina nabili nyo, ang laki-laki ng dahon. Pero pagdating dito, after a while, 2 months, 3 months, napansin nyo na ang liit na lang ng halaman. Bakit kaya? And that is because of the light exposure that we are giving them. So, the more light, hindi na nila kailangan mag-spread out ng leaves, diba? So, para silang, you have to remember, succulent leaves are like solar panels. Ayan. So, para silang solar panel, na the more light that they need, they would open up more. So, bubukas sila lalo kapag kailangan ng light pa. And then, sasarado sila kapag kailangan nila ng less light. So, kung laging naka-stream down yung araw sa kanila, liliit yung leaves nila kasi hindi na naman nila kailangan mag-grow ng malaking leaves. So, lugi ka kasi ang laki-laki mo nabili tapos biglang liliit siya, diba? So, the right blend of sunlight or light exposure para maganda yung growth niya na malaki, na mataba. Yun. So, yun, be mindful lang parati. Observe. Okay, another question from Apple. Sisi, bakit nagkaka-rot sa gitna ng stem? Yung baby fingers ko sa gitna ng stem, yung rot or fungus. Kainis, I have to cut tuloy. Sometimes it happens talaga kasi if they're, sometimes, syempre, you have to remember, fungi is airborne. And let's say, exposed yung stem niya like that. Diba? Exposed. And then, let's say, may nag-dry up ng leaf. Pagtanggal mo, medyo open pa yung di ba may eye sila sa stem? Minsan doon pumapasok. So, doon sila nabubulok agad. Kaya, lang talaga. Minsan, tsambahan. Kaya, importante rin na healthy yung mga halaman natin para hindi sila prone to fungal rots. Ayun. Next. Eka ha? Good PMSD. Normally po kasi when I receive Echeveria, I cut the roots and then dip it with rooting hormone. Okay naman din po yan. I used to put rooting hormone in my plants pag growing season para mas ma-boost lang yung pag-ugat. Okay naman po yun. Agnes, Miss D, are Korean succulents harder to care for sa summer than Benguet? No naman. It's really more of talagang how you treat your plants beforehand, no? No. Come here. It's really how you treat your plants from the beginning. Kapag minadali sila ng pag-tot, minadali sila ng pag-adjust, doon sila nagkakaproblema. Regardless whether Korean, China, or Benguet yan. Ayan. You wanna go down? Come here. Go down ka na. Come here. Yeah. Okay, down ka na. Okay, go. Okay. Okay, next question. Ito. From Ange and Ray Poch. Miss D, air dry po muna bago mag-repot or kahit diretsyo na from nabili kong stop fighting. From nabili ko siya, then bagong pot. I would always go air dry. Okay lang mamaya sila ng konti. Kasi yun nga, para naman sa kanilang ipakabubuti yan. No, Bailey! You're a bad girl. No, stop fighting your mommy. Oo. Teka. Okay. I noticed some etiolated. Teka. Let's see ha. While waiting for the new roots while air drying, I noticed some are etiolated. That's why po we have to put our air drying plants in a place where it's really bright but does not get direct sunlight to avoid etiolating. Also, when you air dry upside down, bumubuka sila and nag-etiolate. Kasi yun nga, you have to remember that our succulents are like solar panels. So, yung top nila yung nagre-receive ng light. Kapag hindi nakakuha ng light, mag-etiolate sila. So, wag nyo pong i-air dry ng pataob. Ipatihaya nyo po. Tapos make sure that the place where you're air drying them gets a lot of light. If you have like a grow light, yun, okay siya na paglagyan. Isama nyo siya sa grow lights nyo. Ayan. Check nyo po yung mga post nila Brian and nila Ime. Yun, sila po yung mga notorious na nag-air dry for 1 month ng naka-GL. Ayan. Thank you sa electric fan tips, Miss D. No more fungi and pests. Neba, I have not been using fungicides and pesticides since September of last year because that's because of the electric fan. Promise, nung nag-start lang ako talaga mag-focus on the hygrometer, that's when I noticed that my plants are healthier. Kasi yun yung talagang factors na importanteng tama, yung temperature mo and yung humidity mo. And air circulation prevents fungi from attacking your plants. Okay. Ben. Miss D, okay lang kaya na shade net lang ang gamitin kahit walang UV plastic? Pwede naman. Ako, like, the reason why I use UV plastic is because para sa tag-ulan din, di ba? Para hindi sila nababasa sa tag-ulan. Protection na rin yung bubong for them. Kaya ako, 2 layers ng UV plastic sheet and then shade net. Yun. But if you want shade net lang din, okay lang din naman. But yun nga, pagdating ng tag-ulan, saka ka lang mag-iisip na, ay, nauulan na yung halaman ko. So, ako ginawa ko, pinagsama ko na para year-long na siya. Ika nga. Okay, next. Do I need to expose them to morning sun or bright shaded lang po talaga while waiting for new roots to grow? Pwede naman morning sun, kaso nga lang minsan kapag nilagay mo doon, tapos nakalimutan mo, bigla sila nasusunog. So, para iwas disgrasya, put them in a bright area. Wag naman necessarily bright shaded kasi minsan na may misinterpret ng tao yung bright shaded Para feeling nila lilim talaga. Dapat maliwanag na maliwanag yung lugar nila. Pero hindi tinatamaan ng direct sun. Yun. Yun siya. Okay. Okey-dokes. Okay. This is a good question. Miss D, this is from Tinjoy. Miss D, halimbawa po, yung isang pot ng succulent ay binahayan ng langgam. Repot po, di ba? Pwede pa din po bang ulit gamitin yung soil na binahayan ng langgam? Okay naman kung hindi siya fungal. Kung yung ants, siguradong patay na, okay lang, gamitin ulit. Ako nga, minsan yung mga pinunggus din, ginagamit ko pa. Pero ginagamit ko siya sa mga meron akong graveyard plants. Meron akong parang mga pinagtatapunan ko ng old soil ko at saka yung mga maliliit na lang na halaman na muntikan na malapit na mamatay, doon ko lang tinatapon. And then some of them they survive there. So tanggal ulit tapos balik ulit sila sa garden. Ganon. Sayang din kasi, I mean, like for me, especially me, no, my soil mix is comprised of cultured soil, akadama, kanuma. So, yun pa lang, alam mo nang cha-ching, medyo may kamahalan. So, pag itatapon ko, parang, sakit sa dibdib, di ba? So, ginagawa ko, nilalagay ko siya sa graveyard ko. Ayun, tas, hydrogen peroxide. Hindi pa naman ako nagkakaroon ng issue doon ngayon ng fungus or fungi. So, okay naman siya. Yun lang. Pero kung langgam lang naman, kung natanggal na yung langgam, okay lang. But you have to remember the reason why nilanggam siya is because mataas ang organic component niya or lagi siyang moist. So, amend your soil before reusing it. Bawasan mo yung organic component mo or dagdagan mo ng pumice para hindi siya ganun ka attracted yung langgam sa kanya. Kasi babalik lang din ulit yung langgam kapag ganun ulit yung ginamit natin. Perfect example dyan ay my first few soil mixes I got from Gordo's. Yung Gordo's, meron silang parang terrarium bar doon. Doon ako dati bumibili ng soil mix for cactus and succulents. Sobrang organic niya. Halos parang may peat moss siya, may coco peat, may CRH, tas parang loam yata and sand. So, yun yung ginamit ko, di ba? Straight from the pack siya. Ay, nako, after 1 week, talagang binahaya ng langgam. And then, sabi ko, sige, baka mali lang yung soil, dinagdagan ko, bumili pa ako ulit. Ganun na naman, nilanggam ulit. So, if you do not want another repeat, no, tanggalin niyo yung soil, re-amend your soil because definitely there's something wrong with your soil if ants are, pag binabahayan ka ng ants. Kasi ako, more than 1 year na akong hindi binabahayan ng langgam with my current soil mix. Ayan. Siyempre, plugging pa rin naman ako ng cultured soil, di ba? Ayan. Eka, ha? Ito, okay lang po ba ilagay ang under GL yung variegated varieties? Oo naman. Yes. Pwede nga paarawan din naman yung mga variegated ones. Huwag lang masyado. So, babawasan mo lang ng konti yung kanyang exposure kasi sila yung prone sa sunog dahil nga, yun nga, variegated sila. Ayan. And then, shout out again to Crisel Peralta. Hi, Sissy. How are you? Ayan. Okay. Next question. Miss D, ano po yung right temperature and humidity for succulents and cacti? Thank you. Again, like what we said no in our last live, ang succulents po, nag-thrive siya sa around 18, 20 degrees to all the way to 28 degrees Celsius. So, yun yung mga burst season natin, di ba? Doon sila pinaka-happy. Actively growing sila. Yun ang spring temperature nila, ika nga, no? And then, humidity, para lang hindi, okay naman sila sa humidity, wala naman sa kanilang factor talaga yon. Ang problema lang kasi sa humidity is that humidity plus heat, no, equals fungal growth. Kaya, kailangan natin pababain yung humidity or yung ating RH or relative humidity para hindi mag-multiply ng madami yung fungal spores. So, yun ang makakapag-iwas na magkaroon kayo ng mga fungal infection sa inyong halaman. Ayan. Next, Miss D, may check daw sa soil. Pwede mo siya i-oven over a certain degree. 180 degrees Celsius yata for 30 minutes to kill all bad pathogens and insects. Then pwede na siya i-reuse. Kasi yung oven ko ginagamit ko pang bake. So, hindi ko siya ginagawa. I'm not also sure kasi nung tinanong ko si Sir Chong about that, may certain minerals naman na nawawala pag and nagkakaroon ng chemical changes yung soil kapag binabake ng ganyang temperature. So, meron din siyang parang negative implications, ano. You can also ask Sir Chong Paslon kung anong eksakto yun kasi mas knowledgeable siya doon. But ako personally, I don't oven or I don't cook my soil. Ginagawa ko lang po talaga is pinapaarawan ko siya over the next couple of days to make sure that it is bone dry and then I use it. Meron din dati nagtanong, no, what if, di ba ang vermicast dapat moist mo siya ginagamit para magamit mo yung full potential nung nutrients niya. Actually, ang vermicast po, hindi naman na nawawala ang nutrients niyan kahit ibilad nyo sa araw. Ang actually nawawala dyan is yung good bacteria niya. Namamatay yung good bacteria niya doon kapag moist yung soil, di ba? Tapos tinuyo mo siya, nawawala yung good bacteria. But then again, hindi naman yun ang habol ko sa halaman. It's really more of the nutrients. So, okay lang sa akin dahil, yun nga, I just want the nutrients for my plants and I don't really mind kung nawawala yung good bacteria sa kanya. Marami kasing factors din like sa potted plants, ano. Ang mahirap sa potted plants, sa pansin ko, kasi like yung orange Monroe ko na nasa front lawn, kung napapansin nyo, that is more than 5 months already there. I only water when I feel like it, pero ang taba-taba niya. Sabi ko, bakit? And then I realized that, you know, ang potted plants, kapag nainitan yan, iinit pati yung pot, sobrang wala, yung ika nga kung ano yung nutrients na mabibigay, kung ano yung mabibigay na nutrients ng pot, that's it. But ang maganda sa mga nakaplant sa ground or nakaplant sa isang community box, if the area of the roots are no longer nutrient filled, no, or healthy, ang gagawin din ng halaman is to diversify its roots and then it will gather more nutrients there. So siguro si Orange Monroe ko na nasa ground, hindi siya sakitin kahit na nasa ground siya. Soil mix niya, hindi naman niluto or anything like that. Pero bakit siya doon healthy? Yun nga, kasi the plant takes what they need lang. Kasi yun nga, may option sila, no? Kasi they can just dig more, deeper roots if ever they need more. Compared to potted soil. Kasi kung ano lang yung nutrients na ibigay mo, yun lang yun din yung mapupunta sa halaman. So, for me, again, yun nga, that's why you need to make sure that the lesser organic material you have, the lesser bad pathogens you can get from for your plants yun. So ako talaga masaya ako sa sa mga sa combination ng aking soil. Kasi yung Akadama and Kanuma, by the way, they are baked. So sterile sila na microwave mo na lang. Ako din, di ko rin ginagamit ang microwave kasi nga kasi nga ginagamit natin yan for food. 'Di ba? Ayoko naman ng biglang biglang may lumalabas na uod dyan sa lupa ako, 'di ba? Ayun. Hi, si Chi. Si Chi, oh gosh, I'm late. Hindi, okay lang yan. Nasa kabilang parlor ka pa ba? Ayan. Next, nakaka-happy mood, Miss D. Thank you for always sharing your knowledge with us. Shout out po. I have to check who you are here. Wait. Teka ha. Hindi ko na makita, guys. Hindi ko makita. Wala kang name. O, basta shout out to you. Ayan. Ayan. Teka ha. Ay. Okay. Anyways, next question. Paano po mabilis magpaugat ng succulents? Actually, ang succulents kasi, depende yan talaga minsan sa kanila. Merong succulents na mabilis mag-ugat, may succulents na hindi. So, one of the, for me ang technique talaga for me para makapagpaugat is one, I give them one good soil. So, good soil can help your plants root faster. Kapag nararamdaman nila na may nutrients na sa soil, nagproduce agad ng roots yan. Number two is the environment that they're in. So I make sure that the environment, meaning the temperature, the lighting conditions, would be sufficient for them to produce roots. Kasi minsan, merong magtatanong sa akin, Miss D, bakit yung halaman ko ang 2 buwan na hindi pa rin nag-ugat? Let's say lawi. Ayan, si lawi, notorious yan na mahirap mag-ugat. Saan mo ba nilagay? Ma'am, sa 3rd row po ng shelf ko kasi bago pa lang, ganyan, ganyan, ganyan. So, what we don't realize is that merong needs yung halaman, di ba, to to actively grow. Let's say, yun nga, sinabi ko, di ba, na ang succulents ay parang solar panel. Kung wala siya na-absorb na ilaw or sun, no, or light, basta light source, yung battery pack niya, hindi na full charge, di ba? So, pag hindi siya charged, hindi siya mag-uugat kasi wala siyang enough energy to produce the roots. So, kailangan maganda yung environment niya para create siya ng roots. Kasi kung hindi siya bibigyan ng tamang light, hindi niya mako-convert yung energy into food into new leaves, new roots. Ayun. Another factor could also be marami siyang blooms nung nakuha nyo. So, nakikipag-agawan yung halaman, yung blooms niya sa pag-roots niya. So, that's why, kapag bago po yung halaman natin na dumating sa atin, what I do is I always cut the blooms. Kasi, blooms take so much energy away from the plant that sometimes nakokompromiso yung pagpapaugat niya. So, but when you cut the blooms, mag-focus na ulit yung halaman sa pag-uugat than sa pag-bloom. Ayun. Sana nasagot ko ng okay yung question mo. Ayan. Next, Agnes. Basta may hole po, if wala, temporary lang dapat. Hole ng pot. Drainage is very important with succulents kasi yun nga, very sensitive yung roots nila, no? So, if you don't have any holes in your pot, then dapat continuous na controlled watering sila. So, dapat paunti-unti. Kasi or else, mawawaterlog siya sa ilalim, mabubulok yung roots, ikamamatay ng halaman. Ayan. Ay, nawala. Teka, ha? Indoor setup pala. Oo, indoor setup ang live today, sis. Okay. Required po bang maglagay ng mesh tape pag malaki yung butas ng pots? Preferably, para hindi lalabas yung lupa sa ilalim ng pot. Ayun. Super thank you sis sa lahat ng tips mo. Kung hindi dahil sa'yo, patay na lahat ng halaman. Patay na halaman ko. Thank you. Thank you naman sis naman dyan. Ayan. Okay. Next question. This is from Arian Gail Bongalbal. Yung Mendoza ko po na binili last February, hindi po siya nag-roots. In-air dry ko naman po siya ng 7 days. Nung super dry and gritty po ang soil. Hanggang ngayon, wala pa rin pong roots. At napansin ko talaga na de-dehydrate na siya. Kumukulubot po ang leaves. Kaya po in-uproot ko. Pag-check ko, no root growth. Ano po kaya ang problema? Yun nga, i-check ko saan nyo po siya nilalagay. Maaraw nyo po ba siya nilalagay? Kasi, again, iba-iba ang light requirements ng iba't ibang halaman. Like, itong amethystium ko, tinabi ko sa oviferum ko. Magkatabi sila getting the same amount of light from my grow light. Itong amethystium ko, bumubuka pa rin, di ba? Nakaka-bad trip. So, pero si oviferum ko, ang saya-saya niya, compact naman siya. So, sabi ko, bakit ganun? And then, yun nga, I realized nga na hindi, na ang halaman, iba-iba yung needs niya ng sunlight. No? So, si Mendoza is very hungry for light. So, baka kaya hindi siya nag-uugat is because it's not getting enough light. Ayun. So, try niyong ilipat ng lugar. Ayan. Okay. Sis Chi, may clava, 2 months na, naka-aircon naman with electric fan, but oh my God, no roots. Teka, factors niya could, again, naka-aircon siya, pero kung kulang yung light niya, baka bitin siya sa grow light, sis. Dagdagan mo grow light niya, baka doon siya mag-ugat. So, check mo dyan. Kasi kung okay yung temperature mo, naka-fan naman siya, so meaning free-flowing air, it could be, again, 3 factors. It could be the temperature, the light, when it comes to rooting. So, yan lang yung dalawang titignan mo. Kaya, if it's not rooting, kahit malamig na aircon siya, it could be the light source. Baka bitin yung light source niya. Andyan lang yan, promise. Nandun lang sa dalawa yan. Or baka check mo yung stub, kung tuyong-tuyo na yung stub, baka kasi patay na yung root ball niya. So, yun yung i-check mong tatlo. Ayan. Hello, Sandra Carpio. Hi, Sissy. Okay. Next question. Hi, Miss D. What's the root causes? What causes stem rot po? Kahit stable naman po yung plant. I've noticed kasi that I have more casualties from stem rot during summer compared no rainy season. It's kind of ironic. Exactly. Yun nga. Sometimes kasi your plant is summer dormant na or natutulog na siya. So when they are sleeping and then you give them water, even if they don't need it, what happens is that they get root rot and then stem rot, and then they eventually die from the rot. 'Di ba? Nakakainis kasi kung kailan summer na feeling mo uhaw na uhaw sila, and then you give water kasi nga nauuhaw sila, pero yun nga pala tulog sila. Kaya lang sila kaya mukha lang silang thirsty. Ayun, so nangyayari, namamatay sila. So, ingat-ingat sa tubig, sa pagtutubig. Sa rainy season kasi wala kang problema sa temperature kasi malamig eh, 'di ba? Ang problema mo lang sa rainy season is one, the sunlight, and B, lagi silang basa. So, baliktad naman siya. So, gagawin mo lang doon to make sure na A, meron kang grow light, B, meron kang cover sa kanila, na hindi sila mababasa, and 3, meron silang free-flowing air, maganda yung air circulation sa kanila. So, yun ang next nating ita-topic pagdating ng siguro June. Yan. I-discuss naman natin yung mga rainy season tips natin. Dahil, ay, Diyos ko, summer and rainy season is actually my not super favorite seasons. I'm only happy during burr season. That's why, I love buying new plants during those times, burr season, dahil ngayon talaga, pahirap magpaugat, ang hirap magtubig, they're just dwindling. But I'm very happy with like this one, may clava from the aircon. I decided to put her in the aircon setup mid-Feb. So since mid-Feb naka-aircon siya, mataba pa rin siya. Tapos wala pa rin akong lagas. Ayan. But syempre, again, hindi naman kasi practical yung ginagawa ko. Hindi ko rin naman siya ma-recommend sa lahat. Kasi yun nga, I mean, 'di ba, ini-airconan ko yung halaman ko. But syempre, hindi naman din ako, 'di ba, I'm not that stupid. So what I do is that I stay there instead of staying in my room. I stay in the guest room where my plants are. Doon lang ako buong araw para nakiki-aircon ako sa kanila. Para at least may purpose naman yung pag-aircon nila, di ba? But again, this is just an experiment. You can make your clava survive as long as the temperatures are lower. Pag inaabot kasi ng 38, 39, 40, 41, that's when your clava sleeps and then they eventually get overwatered and die. Ayan. Okay, next. I plant my not so healthy, almost dying plants on the ground, pure soil, my ICU, and nabubuhay sila. I wonder, lahat ng planted on the ground, hindi pinupuntahan ng mealybugs. Ayaw nila dun. Kasi yun nga, sometimes we give too much abono or pataba in our potted soil. So, mas attracted yung ants sa kanila. And then, pag may ants, may mealybugs. Sa ground kasi minsan, pag hindi masyado maganda yung ground mo, mas nabubuhay pa sila dun. Yung mga grounded succulents ko sa front lawn, tarp, and then soil mix ko, dun lang sa spot kung saan ako magka-pot. And then, lava rocks lang yun. So, napakababa ng, sobrang walang kwenta nung lupa doon. Pero buhay na buhay sila. Kasi, yun nga, beyond that, bubutas lang sila doon sa tarp, yung ugat, and then meron na silang totoong soil na kinukuha. So, they can, and mas malamig yung roots doon sa, you have to remember, potted plants, during summer, the roots get really, really hot. Grounded succulents, on the other hand, yung soil mo does not get super hot. Kasi yung moisture doon prevents it from getting super hot. So yung mga rooted succulents are happier on the soil now kasi hindi mainit sa roots nila yung lupa. Ayun. So yun din yung isang reason doon kung bakit mas nag-thrive sila sa lapag. Ayan. Pero pagdating ng tag-ulan, yun, iyak na naman tayo dyan. Kasi ground soil or garden soil, it becomes clayish and then masasuffocate niya yung roots and then eventually it will die. That's why yung grounded succulents ko, inaangat ko, minamound ko siya with my soil mix para yung main root ball niya nandoon sa soil mix. And then again, kung trip niyang magdig pa ng mas malalim, option niya na yun. Choice niya na. Ayan. Ay, ako. Ayan. Okay, next question. Kailangan ko ba talaga alisin ang rainwater sa rosettes ng Suckies ko? Pwede bang electric fan overnight na lang? Bukas na kakatapos lang kasi ng malakas na ulan. Pwede naman siguro bukas. Pero, like me, I don't wanna risk it, like, especially now, na, if there's any moisture on the leaves, pwede siyang dapuan ng fungal spores and then eventually get into the skin of your leaves and then could trigger crown rot, stem rot, fungal rot. So, to be on the safe side, put mo na lang. Para para sure lang. Ayan. Or yun nga, again, bubungan mo na lang para, yun din yung reason ko kung actually bakit ako nagbububong. Kasi, napagod ako ng kaka-spray, kaka-blow ng leaves, no, nung open to element sila. Gustuin ko man talagang i-rain or shine sila. But yun nga, again, my microclimate cannot, hindi niya kaya yung ganong alaga. Marami kasing, it's so sad actually kasi like maraming mag-a-advocate na, hayaan nyo lang, i-rain nyo or shine nyo lang. Ako nga, tingnan mo halaman ko, ganda-ganda. Pero pag tinanong mo kung nasaan sila, it's either A, nasa ibang bansa sila, or B, nasa high altitude area sila, di ba? So parang, insensitive naman sa mga katulad ko or katulad natin na nasa lowland na niyayabang nila ang galing-galing nila maghalaman. Pero yun pala, ang ganda ng microclimate nila, di ba? So, lugi. Kasi maraming gagaya, tapos hindi the same yung result. So, for me, talaga masabuti talaga to always, again, go to the side of safety than sorry. So, kasi kung okay din naman, iwanan mo, di ba? Tapos, i-risk mo na lang kung may mabubulok or hindi. But for me, I don't want to risk it. So, effortan ko to blow the leaves dry. Ayun. So, ganun, yun lang. Okay. Agnes again, Miss D, if one succulent is drying up leaves since it's summer, tapos mga 1 month pa lang yung halaman, how to water since hindi pa po siya pwede ng full water? Again, if you cannot water kasi let's say kakatubig mo na sa kanya and then lagi siyang natutuyuan ng leaves kasi mabilis siyang mauhaw, then move her to a place that gets lesser sun exposure para hindi siya masyado mauuhaw. Kasi minsan, pag minove out mo lang yung halaman from a sunny spot, nakakabawi pa sila. Kasi yun nga, the more heat that they get or sunlight that they get or from their spot, the more that they will transpire. So, nauubos, nade-dehydrate sila. So, move them to a location where they don't get as much sun exposure para hindi sila kailangan diligan agad. Ayun. Miss D, pag overwatered po ba ang cloud? This is from Elaine. If overwatered po na si Clava, may pag-asa po bang or wag na umasa? Tips daw. Ang dami na natutunan, grabe. Dati, may na-save ako na Clava. My first Clava, Korean Clava that I got, I unfortunately overwatered it kasi yun nga, aligaga, ang gaga, tubig ng tubig. I loved watering kasi feeling ko, hindi ka hardinera pag hindi ka nagtutubig, di ba? So, one of my first mistakes, I had my first lava back in 2018 November. I will never forget because it was the most beautiful plant I've ever gotten for myself. It was super pink and yellow. Iba yung kulay niya, no? Pink and yellow siya. So, ang ganda ako. So, tubig ako ng tubig. Kasi tumataba eh. And then, ayun, one day, bigla nakita ko na lang, yung stem niya nag-brown. Tapos nung hinahawakan ko, hala, mushy na. Pero yung ibabaw niya, okay pa. So, ginawa ko, pinutol ko lahat ng stem. Pinutol ko lahat ng stem. And then, in-air dry ko yung mga ulo niya. So, may natirang mga 1 inch na stem. And then, after a week of air drying, naglagay ako ulit, nilipat ko ulit siya sa another pot na dry yung soil. Nag-survive siya for another couple of months. And then, ito na naman si Gaga. Tubig na naman ako ng tubig. Ayun, patay ko. So, it was push and pull sa akin nung time na yun. Kasi yun nga, akala ko okay na. So, baka pwede ng tubigan kasi nga, nabuhay ko na ulit eh. Diba? Pero yun nga, don't be over-eager watering your plants para hindi sila ma-overwater. But, check mo, kailangan din kasi, honest ka sa sarili mo na pag nakikita mong may tama na yung bottom part, putulin mo na kasi hindi, you have to remember, your plants will not survive without your help. Succulents, they will either, kasi hindi naman nila kasalanan kung bakit sila na-overwater, kasalanan mo naman yun. So, you have to be honest with yourself na, ito na lang yung good part niya. Gupitin mo na. And then air dry. And then hopefully it will survive. The compact form muna siya. Siksik mo ganun sa isang pot, diba? Ayun. Para ma-save mo sila. Kasi kapag hinintay mo pang, hala, baka ma-overcome niya naman yan. Hindi niya ma-overcome yan, girl. Mamatay siya dyan. So, cut it para ma-save mo pa siya. Ayun. Next. This is from Treasure Haruto. Miss D, is it advisable to use melamine as an alternative to terracotta pots? Yeah, oo naman. Plastic, ceramic, terracotta. And for me, honestly, it doesn't really matter if they're potted succulents and then controlled mo yung environment. I think ang edge lang naman ng pag-aalaga, paggamit ng terracotta talaga is that it absorbs the extra moisture from the soil if pag na-overwater siya, and it stores extra moisture on the pot pag kailangan naman nung halaman. Ayun. So, yun lang naman yung yung factor doon. But I have pots. I don't really mind using plastic. I have plastic pots. I have ceramic pots. I have concrete pots. And parehas naman, honestly, wala naman akong dyan. Nothing against melamine. Yeah, go for it. Yeah. Next question. Succulent Corner. Hi po. May clava ako rito na nilagay ko sa room ko na may AC paggabi. 16 degrees in temperature. And then sa umaga, lalabas ko po siya ng 31. Will it affect the plants, BCS, or sudden? Yes, it will. Yun yung kasi, di ba, you have to remember the plants, they don't have eyes, they don't have ears. So, they take it per feel. Parang gano'n, nararamdaman nila yan. Kung ang effect, ang habol mo is, yun nga, malamigan siya, pero hindi naman consistent yung lamig na temperature niya, mako-confuse yung halaman. Ano ba talaga? Spring ba or summer? Spring ba or summer? So, the plant tends to suffer. Nasa stress siya. Kasi hindi mo siya mabigyan ng tamang bracket ba ng temperature niya. So if you're planning to put your succulents indoors, make sure that you are on that spectrum of temperature na, let's say, okay, ang gusto kong ma-feel niya is spring. So, ano ba yung typical spring temperature? 25 to 18 or 18 to 25. Dapat doon lang yung i-maintain mong temperature para mag-last sila indoors. Ayun. Kasi kung init-lamig siya, mas-stress yung halaman. It will not be good for them. Ayun. So, kung hindi mo siya kayang i-aircon sa umaga, ilabas nyo na lang po siya, dagdagan na lang ng electric fan. Kasi kaya naman, meron akong klava na green na green lang siya ngayon, pero surviving siya, nasa second shelf siya, getting grow light lang siya. Pero labas, tapos nakatapat siya sa fan. Yun. Miss D, summer dormant po ba ang lawi? Actually, si lawi, ang isa sa mga Echeveria na hindi nag-summer dormant dahil hindi naman sa hindi siya nag-summer dormant or mas resistant siya to the temperatures dahil si lawi, since it's originally from Mexico, which is a hot, humid country, very similar to ours, ang kaya niyang temperature is all the way to the 40-43 degrees Celsius na temperature. So, meaning, happy siya kahit mainit. Ang only difference is that the amount of direct sunlight or yung stream ng sunlight exposure na nakukuha niya can still actually burn the plant. Or kung yun nga, hindi siya mabibigyan ng tamang ilaw, nagkailangan niya, then hindi siya mag-uugat agad. Kaya akala natin, summer dormant siya. Kasi we have to remember, si lawi, napakakapal ng kanyang farina. So, parang, ano ba? Sobrang kapal ng foundation niya, 'di ba? So, hindi siya agad nakaka-receive ng sunlight kasi napupunta sa funda niya. So, kailangan niya ng malaking amount of sunlight para ma-activate siya to grow. So, yun. Kaya din kailangan ng nilawi. Minsan kasi, ma'am, naka-GL na nga po, pero bakit bumubuka pa rin? Kasi yun nga, kulang sa kanya. Yung enough sa iba, kulang pa sa kanya. Ayun. So, yun lang yung kailangan yung tignan sa kanya, kung enough ba yung sunlight na nakukuha niya. Okay. Next question. Hello po. Newbie po, if galing pong Baguio ang succulents, anong dapat gawin? Please advise po. Meron po ako mga vlogs sa YouTube channel ko, which is Life, Love, and Succulents. Uy, vlogging. Meron akong mga vlogs doon kung anong dapat gawin kapag potted, A, or may lupa, and B, kapag uprooted siya na pinadala sa inyo. But definitely what I do is if potted siya or may soil siya, I just cut it from the stem, air dry for 1 to 2 weeks, and then saka ako nagpapaso. Pag wala namang wala namang lupa, then I wait another week and then paso. Ayun. Yeah, but watch niyo po yung watch niyo po yung YouTube video para makita niyo yung paano eksaktong ginagawa ko. Ayan. Next. Succulent Fashion. I absolutely love your collection of amazing succulents. Super fun. Thank you. Thank you. Listening while snack here at Vista Mall, Green Central Alfresco. Stay safe, TSP friends. Hello, Sissy. Sayang lang hindi ko makita yung name mo. Ayan. Next question. Miss D, ilang months pwede i-full water ang succulents? Thanks po. Ako po, nag-full water ako after a month and a half with my plants. Or kapag feel ko na kaya niya ng i-full water, how do I know? Usually, kapag, di ba, controlled watering tayo the first few weeks of their, newly potted life, di ba? Kapag na-feel ko na yung small frequent watering ko is not enough for them, nag-wrinkle, hindi pa rin siya ganun ka-plump. And then, mapapansin ko na maganda na yung tubo ng kanilang ugat, no? So, makita mo, nag-sprout out na sa soil, ganyan. Then, I do my full watering. After a month. Definitely after a month. Ayan. Next one. Hi, Sisi Ana. For my indoor setup, 24 degrees lang ang setting lagi. Tapos when I turn off the aircon, I let it rest for 5 hours. All the way to 29 to 30 degrees lang ang increase in temperature. Not far again from 24. Bali, gradual lumamig. Tapos gradual uminit, tapos gradual lumamig. Yun, exactly. So, yun lang. Yung lalaruin mo lang yung dapat hindi malayo yung drop ng temperature para hindi mabibigla yung halaman. So, you have to really be mindful of the consistency and temperature. Ayun. And if you're papatayin mo yung aircon mo, tapos syempre tataas yung temperature mo, i-amend mo ng electric fan para yung electric fan will make the area of the plant cooler and again, walang stagnant air kasi nga indoor yung setup mo para to make sure lang na hindi stagnant yung hangin para hindi sila prone sa fungal issues. Para hindi nyo siya kailangang i-treat. Kasi, yun nga, pag indoor, syempre, hindi safe na gumamit tayo ng mga pesticides dahil baka ma-inhale natin sila. Ayun. Yung FOF method po, anong pwedeng alternative doon? Thanks. Ako po kasi talaga hindi ako advocate ng FOF. I don't suggest it. I don't believe in it kasi hindi siya safe for hindi kasi ako gumagamit ng Furada, number 1. Number 2, ang folicore po kasi dapat talaga binabasa, no? So, hindi siya dapat hinahalo sa lupa dahil yun nga, just imagine if your plant like this clava, no, hinalo mo sa lupa or nilagay mo sa ilalim and then inaamoy-amoy mo siya. So, yung pag napansin nyo, di ba, minsan pag nagdidilig kayo, may lumalabas na parang usok-usok sa halaman nyo. That's a powder that's inside your plant. So, the soil. So, you could inhale that. It could be in the air. And it's not gonna be healthy for us. So, for me talaga, let's be mindful of the right usage. Dahil meron naman sa labels yan kung paano gamitin. So, importante po talaga na yung tamang paraan yung paggamit natin. Ayun. Furada, hindi rin ako gumagamit kasi yun nga, napaka-poisonous niya dahil kung wala na yung aso ko. Kung napansin nyo naman po, I have two really playful dogs here in my home. So, I don't want any chemicals that could, pag nalaglag dyan or let's say, nalaglag sa ilalim yung Furada, madilaan nila, baka kamatay pa ng halaman ko. So, I don't want that in my So, what I do is, yung katulad po ng sinabi ni Sir Chong Paslon, if ang worry nyo is mealybugs, aphids, then you can use an organic ant bait, yung borax and, well, hindi siya organic, pero non-toxic siya na yung borax and sugar. So, yung molasses or brown sugar, I think, no, na minix mo together, lagay mo lang sa maliit na kupita, and then dun pupunta yung mga langgam instead sa halaman mo. And then, ang maganda dun, pag kinuha nila ngayon yung pagkain, hindi pa agad sila papatayin nung solution na yun, iuuwi pa nila sa kanilang colony. And then, pwede niyang patayin yung buong colony para hindi kayo magkakaroon ng issue ng ants sa inyong colony. For fungus naman, again, by controlling your temperature and your relative humidity, you can completely avoid fungal infections altogether. Like I've said, I have not been using fungicides ever since September nung nakausap ko si Sir Chong. Electric fan lang ang katapat talaga na wala na akong ginagamit ng pesticides yun. So, yun ang aking alternative. Try to check out Sir Chong Paslon's YouTube channel. It's Living with Plants. Sobrang gaganda ng mga tips niya tsaka ng mga homemade niya na DIY niya na fungicides and pesticides and whatnots. And we will try to also, kanina, kausap ko si Sir Chong and he said that he is planning to do a collaboration with TSCP and he will do a live series on his YouTube channel. Is-stream po namin dito from his YouTube account to TSCP so you can ask all of your your pesticide questions, all of your other questions when it comes to plants. Dahil kung talagang may taong akong nilulook up to, it would be Sir Chong, sila Sir Marlon, sila Sir Dan. Sila po yung aking mga pinaniniwalaan. Ayan. So, happy to be, be one of the people na makulit sa kanila, nangungulit for additional information. Ayun. Okay. Next question from Hygeia, Aquino Hake. When is the best time to repot our plants, before, during, or after dormancy? I would always say after dormancy, when they're actively growing, then repot, because it's it's faster for them to recuperate, to heal, to produce more roots. So ako, personally, I repot my plants once a year, and I would always do it during birth season, December, January, February, when it's really, really cool pa. December, January, ganyan. And then the rest of the months, para pang bawi na nila sa kanila. Yun. Okay, best way to propagate PVN or Pearl von Nunbergs, because I'm trying to expand my collection, but it seems leaf propagation is not working for me. Try stem cuttings. I think stem cuttings works well for PVN, and then sometimes naglalabas pa siya ng multiple heads. So maybe if leaf propagation does not work for you, try stem cuttings. Baka it's better. Ayan. Miss T, is it okay to water every day if the moisture meter reflects that the soil is dry? Again, like I've said kanina, don't base it on just the soil. Also check your plants if it needs more. But if not, then don't water na muna. Always base it on two factors: the soil, if it's moist, or B, if the plant needs it. Like ito, tuyong-tuyo yung soil niya, pero you can see that the plant is very fat. Sobrang taba niya, sobrang siksik niya, wala na siyang, pwede na siyang pumutok sa sobrang siksik. So, hindi ko siya tutubigan kasi hindi niya naman kailangan. And, again, if the plant doesn't need it, then I don't really give that much water. You can put a little, siguro, just to moisten the soil, but again, if it's not necessary, if the plant doesn't need it, then I don't really have to water. Yeah. Hi, Miss D. Just repotted our moonstone. After a day, nag-yellow ang dalawang leaves sa base. We didn't water it. Ano pa kayang cause? And what should we do? Repotted, meaning from a pot, nirepot nyo siya, or if it's a new plant that you got and then niligay nyo sa pot. Kasi, there are possible reasons. Kung repotted siya, baka na-injure yung roots niya. So, nung nirepot nyo, baka pinasukan siya ng moisture. Kaya ngayon, nagkakaroon siya ng yellow leaves. But if it's a new plant and then nagtutubig siya ngayon, it could be the temperature, or it could be that there's still moisture on the soil that you used. Yun. Kaya siya nag-yellow ng leaves. Okay. Next. May Laxiflora po ako na almost half of its stem nag-rot, pero pinabayaan ko lang ba't nag-stop siya mag-rot, tapos nagkakaroon pa rin siya ng new growth. Napahana lang ako. Bakit po kaya? Si Laxiflora is one of the sturdier plants. Kung napapansin nyo rin, yung stem niya kind of becomes woody. So, medyo mas siya, mas forgiving, ika nga. But when you deal with like soft stems like amethystinomes, oviferums, sedumclavatums, graptopetalums, yan, yung mga makakapal na matutubig yung stem, then they're not that forgiving. Yung tipong pag naroon ka ng rot sa stem, usually hindi siya humihinto, diretso siya sa taas. So, yun nga, again, plus yung Laxiflora, okay, diba, kung, let's say, I have different attitudes when it comes to my plants. Like, let's say, Laxiflora. Alam ko, pag pinutol ko siya, okay lang siya dahil mabilis siya makabawi. Then, I don't give that much attention to her when she gets, kind of sickly. I just cut and then, air dry a little and then back to the But let's say, Ame. Ame, I invested, let's say, 1,500 pesos on her. And then when she gets sick, I know I'm financially invested with her. So, mas kailangan kong effortan siya na buhayin. Kasi kapag namatay siya, parang money out the drain, di ba? So, yun, parang medyo mas careful ako pag medyo mas mahal. Di ba? Next question. Miss D, ano pong use ng diatomaceous earth? Ang DE or diatomaceous earth is a good organic pesticide or insecticide. What it does is that kumakapit siya sa exoskeleton ng insects like ants, no? So, papasok siya sa joints. Microscopically, they're like shards. Para silang shards ng glass. So, sasaksak yun sa mga joints nila. So, masakit for them. And then, they also inhale it. So, it suffocates the insects and they eventually die from it. So, it's a good deterrent. It's a good way to kill mealybugs, aphids, ants, ganyan. What you can do is, A, we can mix it with your soil mix, or B, what I do is, before putting the soil mix, I will put it on the bottom of the pot. So, nandun lang siya, di ba? So, hindi siya papasok sa ilalim ng butas. Yun ang ginagawa kong tip sa aking diatomaceous earth. Or, you can also spray it all over. You can dust it all over your plants. Pag meron kayong infestation, let's say you have an agave, and then yung agave, yung ang daming mealybugs. Kasi ngayon, mealybug season ng agave. Ayun, ako sinasabugan ko lang ng diatomaceous earth yan. After a while, hugasan ko na, tapos patay na yung mga mealybugs. Wala na ring langgam. So, yun. Yun ang maganda kay diatomaceous earth. And it's non-toxic for us humans. So, we can use as much as we want to. Ayan. Miss D, what sedums or sedums are hardy sa init po bukod kay campfire? Sedums, actually, like Adolphi, Sedum Adolphi, super bait niyan. Firestorm, California Sunset, or any of the Sedum Adolphi hybrids, super happy nila sa init. As in, mine, nakalagay lang siya dyan sa front lawn ko. Oh, buhay na buhay siya. Hindi siya ganun kaselan. Burritos are okay with the temperature. Ang problema niya lang is that it drinks a lot from the leaves now. So, medyo pumapayat siya. But, compact naman yung growth niya. Okay naman siya. So, what I do is, I put her in a place where it gets morning sun para hindi lang siya mag-etiolate and then really, really bright the rest of the day. Marami namang sedum na actually na okay sa summer. Meron kasing kalahating nagsa-summer dormant, kalahating hindi. Si Sedum clavatum or Sedum clavatum, yan ang medyo nagdo-dormant sa summer. Yun. So, ano ba? Another sedum. Robrate, I can't say the scientific name. Si jelly beans, kaya niya. Si banana, Sedum pachyphilum, okay siya. So, yeah, ako ngayon, super enjoy ko si banana. Si Sedum pachyphilum. Sa kanya, ako ngayon nag-enjoy. Ayan. What's the best way to get back the colors of your Echeveria agavoides ebony? Mine is cold stressed. If you noticed, my leaves are turning red. Here. Ayan siya. Nag-red siya dyan. And then, yung ibabaw niya rin, nag-start na siya talagang it's really seasonal for them eh. Kapag ganitong panahon na mainit, they also produce anthocyanin, so they can still go get color stress, but yun nga, too much sun naman for them makes them go dormant. So it's just really, for me, I'm not really into the color ngayong summer or ngayong hot season. Hindi ko siya pinipilit, ika nga. Pagdating ng colder climate, yan, medyo ipupush ko sila to get color stress para mas maganda sila tignan. But ngayon, wag na muna nating silang kulitin. Mabuhay ka lang, okay na yan. Yan. Next, care tips po sa mga agavoides. Honestly, I don't wanna give care tips because I'm also trying to figure it out on my own. I'm not very good with agavordes, as you know, if you know me. Isa sa mga pinaka hindi ko talaga gusto ang agavordes kasi I love the way it looks. It's so beautiful, but it doesn't like me. Hindi niya ako bet, hindi niya ako like. So, hirap ako sa kanya. But yun nga, ginawa ko dito sa kanya, etong si lipstick ko, nilagay ko siya sa indoors. So, this was given to me by Sissy Marivic Christensen. So, since binigay siya sa akin, talagang ginagalingan ko, ginagalingan ko siyang buhayin kasi ayoko mamatayan pag binigay sa akin na gift, 'di ba? So she stays indoors, grow light siya, from 10 o'clock in the morning all the way to 1 o'clock in the morning. Or pag gising pa ako, nakabukas lang yung grow light nila. Aircon is around from 10 a.m. to, again, kung kailan ako gising, para mas konti yung gap ng wala silang aircon, may electric fan sila. Thankfully, she's growing a lot of new roots. She's actively growing. She has given me 2 layers already inside, indoors. So, I'm very happy about that. Yun, I think yun lang yung may bibigay kong tip. Sa labas, sorry talaga, hindi ko pa alam kung paano ko siya bubuhayin sa labas. Yeah. Try natin sa iba. Magtanong. Okay. Best way to get back to... Nakuha natin yan. From Succulent Corner, have you tried making your own unique hybrid? It looks fun knowing that you are the only grower that have a special hybrid that you can get to name it. Not with succulents. I have tried pollinating and hybridizing my own Gymnocalcium. Yun lang yung na-try ko. I was able to pollinate my Daydream with my Black Pearl. So, I don't know. Dream Pearl yata ang gusto kong ipangalan sa kanya. It has grown already. Na-sow ko na yung seeds. It has been growing from, kailan ko ba na-sow yun? July of last year. Mag-1 year na yung aking seedlings. I'll try to share a picture after this kapag nakuha ko siya. But it's just there. I'm so very happy with it kasi I don't know if someone has already hybridized Daydream and Black Pearl. So if wala pa, then I will be able to name it as my own Dorothy's breed. I don't know. But I'll call it maybe Dream Pearl. Yeah. So yun. Sa succulents, wala pa. Nag-try ako mag-pollinate ng 2 cream tea. So, cream tea pa rin siya. Ayan. Agnes, basti nami-miss ko na yung videos yung nababoard na ako. Oo nga, hindi pa ako nakakagawa ng videos kasi hindi ako pinapayagan lumabas kasi may renovation yung neighbor ko sa likod tsaka sa harap. So, there are many construction workers there. And I think one of my neighbor's construction workers nag-test positive for COVID. So, sobrang lockdown kami dito ng family ko sa loob ng bahay. So, I'm not allowed to go to the balcony garden. I'm not allowed to go to the backyard. And I'm not allowed to also go in the front yard. So, may mayanas are lantutay na. Hirap na ako sa kanya. Ayan. Next question. How to cure edema po and how to prevent it. You cannot unfortunately cure edema, but you can prevent it. The number one issue with edema is that kasi ito yung parang first few signs of overwatering. Like si Ellen, si Ame, sobrang prone nila sa edema. What happens is that they get this black spots na akala mo fungal infection, pero actually it's just edema. The reason why they do that is because sobrang plump na ng leaf niya na nag-burst na yung tubig from the leaf. Hindi na nila nako-convert yung tubig na binibigay nyo sa kanila to food and energy. So what you need to do is actually hold back a little with your watering and give them more light. Kasi if they do not get more light, the water and the leaves, nandun lang siya, water lang siya. Hindi siya na ko-convert. So kailangan nilang mas maraming light para yung binibigay mong tubig sa kanila, nako-convert nila into food, and then eventually it will become energy for them to produce more roots, to produce more leaves. Ayun. So, para walang edema, kailangan magandang sunlight for them. So, si Ellen ko, para mawala yung kanyang leaf edema before, I gave her full filtered sun. Saka ako nagtutubig sa kanya ng every so often para tumaba. Ayun. Kasi kung napansin nyo yung Ellen ko sobrang taba, 'di ba? Nakakatawa. Yun yung ginawa ko, a lot of sunlight and once a week watering plus sundot in the during midweek. Ayun, nagbibigay din ako ng tubig midweek sa kanya. Ayun. Okay. Ano ba? Ayan. Sis Crisel, Agnes Reese, ako din, nag-aabang ng notification ko sa mga vlog ni Sisi. Kasi akala ko nga kanina merong new vlog, Abangers Present. Oo nga, sorry guys, wala akong mapakita sa inyo. Kasi it's the same. I'm so sad na nga. And recently, I've been getting a lot of headaches. I think kasi hindi rin, ayan, parang kaya masakit ang ulo ko actually. Kasi I think, yung hindi paglabas, hindi ka naaarawan, makes you weaker. Mahina ako sa headaches, mabilis ako magka-migraine, mabilis ako sumakit ang ulo. There was this one time back in 2018, I think, 2017, I had a really, really bad headache for 3 months. Hindi ako nakakatayo. So, hindi ako naglalakad. I was bedridden for a month and a half. Kasi every time I would sit up or stand up, it would be bursting, exploding pain in my head. And then I was na MRI na ako, ganyan. Akala ko meron na akong head, baka may na ako, brain cancer na ako, ganyan. So, in MRI na ako, nag-neurologist na ako. I was taking tramadol already. It's one of the powerful pain relievers. Parang, yun na yung mga ginagamit pag nasusunugan ka ng balat. Ganun siya ka-tibay na, ka-powerful na sedative. And it doesn't work for me. Nothing worked for me. Except nung nagpa-acupuncture ako. Nagpa-acupuncture ako for a couple of sessions. And dun lang siya nawala actually. Pero other than that, it was really, really bad. And then now I'm getting something similar to that. My back, this one hurts. So parang tension headache siya na kumakalat. Ayun. Kaya nung nagbabasa ako ng mga 50-50 comments, as in talagang sumabog yung utak ko noon, hindi ko kinaya. Kaya, pero babalikan ko kayo kasi may utang pa kami na 15 prizes pa, plus another 10 prizes from our very, very special person. Ayan. Sobrang grabe. Again, I just want to say thank you to the sponsors of TSCP, no, na talagang grabe, as in, there's nothing, especially the members lang, no? They have nothing to gain, but they're still giving. Nakakahiya, grabe. Hindi ko ina-expect talaga. So, thank you very much, sissies, sa sobrang pagiging generous nyo. And, God bless you guys. And, you really don't have to kasi, I'm so very happy with our members kasi ang members natin, kahit walang prize, game yan sa lahat, diba? Pampasarap din, syempre, yung may prizes. Pero sila naman, basta tanungin mo sila, o tara, game tayo. Kahit walang prize, go naman sila. So, I'm very thankful to our members of TSCP. I'm just so very, I wanna say thank you to all of you who are part of our TSCP family. Dahil napakababait po ng mga members natin. And sana tuloy-tuloy lang din yung ating, magandang relationship sa TSCP. Ayan, may bagong question ulit. Ayan kasi. Miss D, what extra care we need to give our K-pop sa token sizes during the summer? May isa na po ako natagi last week. Then this week, may isa pang malapit na matagi. Since token sizes are really small, don't expose them too much on the elements. Give them morning sun lang, okay na yan muna. And then, tutok talaga kapag maliit kasi they're basically babies. They cannot be left alone. You really have to watch them every day, check them every day. Like yung Lawi leaf propagation ko na super ganda, na nasa token size na siya, kakamatay niya lang nung isang araw. Kasi nilipat ko siya sa community pot kasi akala ko kaya niya na. And then, malakas yung araw doon. Ayun, nalusaw siya. So, it was my bad. Mali ko yun kasi akala ko okay na. It was almost reaching the 3x3 pot na. Akala ko enough na yun for her to survive. But unfortunately, hindi pa pala. So, for small ones, they need a lot of extra care. Don't if you have a grow light, they would be much better off with a grow light and a fan for them. Wag mo munang i-open to elements siguro para talagang mag-survive siya. Ayun. Ayan. Oo, sana hindi na maulit. Oo, kaka-traumatize yun. Grabe. Hi, Jogging Adventures. Okay lang, kahit late. Better late than never. 'Di ba? Ayan. Ano ba? Any more summer questions for me? Para we can wrap it off already. We've been online, live for 2 hours already. May mga questions pa ba tayo? Miss Dilig for token sizes. Oh, if it's token sizes, please make sure you do controlled watering muna. Kasi baby pa sila, baka hindi pa nila kayanin ng laging full watering. Ayan. And always make sure that yun nga they're not like super exposed to the elements. Ayun. Ayan. What else? What else? Ayan. Miss D, ano pong usually reason bakit biglang may leaf na firm naman as of the rest of the leaves tapos biglang wilt itong isang leaf na ito? Like from firm to dry agad in spite of watering nasisira tuloy yung firm. Kunyari si cream tea, notorious yan sa ganyan. Ang taba-taba ng ibang leaves niya tapos biglang magtutuyo sa gitna. Minsan talaga may ganyan sila. It could be the stream of light that touches the leaf that could be drying them up. Lawi, may notorious na ganyan kasi akala mo okay siya dun sa ganun ka bright tapos ayun pala nasusunog na siya. So ang tendency niya matutuyo yung tip ng leaf niya and then matutuyo na yung buong leaf niya. Pero yun yung parang way niya of saying to you na, uy mama, na na sunburn ako. Kasi since yun nga, puno sila na farina, hindi mo talaga makita yung burn sa kanya, 'di ba? So, yun ang nangyayari sa kanya. Biglang natutuyo yung leaves niya sa gitna and then, yun, sinisira niya yung form niya. But yun nga, again, these things, it will just reborn itself and then mawawala lang din ulit yun. So, kailangan talaga, minsan sobrang tiyaga lang. Lola, may ganyang issue din yan. Pag hindi mo na-rotate, let's say yung sun, dito lang nag-stream sa kanya, ang nangyayari, etong likod niya, malulusaw or natutuyo or whatever. So, minsan, yung kailangan nila, i-rotate mo, iikot mo if they're not getting a balanced stream of light. Ayun. Okay. So, hi, nalatin po. Kamusta yung crasula nyo, Miss D? Yung sa akin po, actively growing po ngayon. Yay! That's good! My crasulas are inside. Like this one, si Moonstone, indoor siya. Si baby necklace ko, inside din siya. Yung iniwan ko sa labas na crasula mermaid, yun, patay na siya. Kasi yun nga, nag-stop siya mag-drink sa roots niya and it just started drinking from the leaves. Hanggang sa naubos na yung leaves niya, wala na natira. Pero yung mga indoors ko are actively growing. They're still blooming kasi nga naka-aircon sila. So, since crasulas are number 1 summer dormant, so yun ang iingatan natin sa kanila. Kailangan nila ng cool temperatures talaga. Ayan, sila jade plant, ganyan. Crasula jade yan eh. Ayan. Ano ba? Ayan. Meron pa ba tayong questions? Elieros Mbay, listening while gardening. Baka makakuha po ng other tips that the plants would need. Thank you, thank you. Ayan. New comment. Miss D, anong succulent mo? Anong succulent mo na na-expect mo mahirapan alagaan? Ayun pala ang dali lang alagaan. Good question. Akala ko mahirap. Shizwensis. Akala ko mahirap siyang alagaan, pero sobrang bait. As in, sobrang bait. Shizwensis. Walang kahirap-hirap. Sino ba? Akala ko mahirap, pero madali lang pala. Sino ba? Sa Shizwensis. Ayan, Shizwensis lang kasi naisip ko eh. Mga tomentosa, akala ko mahirap siya. Madali lang pala. Except bear po. Si bear po, eto, siya. Pakita ko tayo, ha? Yeah. Ayan. Eto, siya. See how how lush it is now? Ayan, no, nakakatuwa, di ba? Ito yung start. Ay, ito pala sa kabila. Ay, yan, ito. Ito yung original leaf niya na nasa ibabaw. Ito, ayan, siya. These are all new growth. These are all new growth, all new growth, all new growth. Ang laki na ng nilaki niya from its original form. And this one I only got, hindi kayo maniniwala, I only got this for $2 yata, $3. So that's only 150 pesos. Diba? Bongga! Bongga! Kaya super happy ko. Tapos diba ang ganda ng pot niya, diba? Breakfast cocoa. Ang cute. This one I got from Sissy Pierre of Plant House. Ayan. Tapos bagay na bagay siya sa pot niya. At in fairness, hindi siya amoy laway ngayon. Wala siyang amoy laway ngayon. Yeah, diba? Bango niya ngayon. So, bait yan. Bait yan ngayon. Ayan. So, anyways, I think that's it for today. And, sana nasagot ko yung mga summer questions nyo or yung mga hot season questions nyo. Again, I think, the takeaway for today would be, always check your plant and your soil first before watering. Do not follow your schedule, your watering schedule. Always check first. You check the soil if it's dry. Use your finger if you need to. Use a soil meter if you have one. And then check the plant if it needs it, if it's, if it's wrinkly or not. And lastly, mag-try muna kayo ng half watering. Konting tubig muna. And then kapag napansin nyo na inabsorb niya yung tubig, it means active yung roots niya. Saka kayo mag-full water the following, siguro mga 2 to 3 days, ganyan. Para at least sigurado kayo na hindi nyo siya malulunod in case na hindi talaga siya umiinom pa talaga sa roots niya. Ayun. So, yun yung talagang magiging payo ko sa inyo. It's better to underwater than to overwater nowadays. Always check your plants before your soil. Prioritize. And kung kakayanin yung mag-time out muna sa mga amethystinum at oviferum na bago, time out muna kayo kasi mahirap sila paugatin ngayon. You can go for Echeverias, you can go for Graptopetalums, like yung mga ghosties, ghost plants na binibenta na ngayon, yun, mga go nyo yan, okay yan. Yeah, that's it, I think, and thank you. Hi, Sissy Pierre, ayan. So thank you again very much for watching and for staying with me for 2 hours. And I hope you enjoyed watching, and always choose to be kind, everyone. Ayan. Teka, mag-outro tayo. Teka. Be your light tayo. Ayan. Diba? May outro na ako. Pak! So, thank you again for watching. And if there's anything else, ayun, may last question pa. Hawas, kamusta? Oh, dormant ang hawas ko, guys. Yan. Hi, Kali. Dormant ang hawas ko, but I still water them from time to time, like once every 10 to 14 days. Yan. So, kung hindi naman kailangan, di ko tinutubigan. You can also ask Sir Jogi Abe of Hello Haworthia if you have any concerns with your Haworthias. Wag niyo po ako tanungan dyan dahil hindi ako magaling sa hawo. Ako ay natututo lamang din, palang din. Ayan. So, yeah. Thank you again for watching and enjoy your Sunday. Please don't forget to hear Mass if you're Catholic, or if not, then, let's reflect on this Sabbath day. So, thank you again, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Hopefully, makagawa ako ng vlog soon. If not, you can always message me, PM me, if meron kayong questions, so I can answer you guys with your concerns. Pag if not, always check. Pa-plug na rin ako ng aking Life, Love, and Succulents YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed, please don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to click that notification bell para pag may bago akong videos, manonotify po kayo. So, thank you everyone and have a great day. Bye! Ayan, bigyan din ng sounds. And you can tell me all of your lies. I will put out